rank up group. Obviously, C, because we've already had 2 groups, and if you missed them, they were actually a lot of fun. We had some really good games, so yeah, don't be a fool. Check those out if you missed groups A and B. But hello, today we've got ShoWTimE, Ryung, Zoun, and Lambo. I love this group. I actually think it's really fun. So, excited to see what we get. 5 best of 3s ahead of us. Hopefully, a day full of good games. And we're just in for a good one, I think. So, getting ready for this in just a few moments, and we'll kick this off into the action and get this all ready to go. In just a few moments, just double checking a couple of things. Cool. Alright, yeah, just getting everyone in here. Just double check if we need anybody else. Is there anyone else online? There is at least one. We should be good to go. Ryung is readying up, and if Ryung is readying up, I got the feeling that ShoWTimE is probably ready too. Perfect. Let's head into Winter Madness, guys. First match of the day here in the WardiTV Spring Cup again. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a fun one. I think we're going to have some good games. Should be a good little time. Let's dive in and enjoy some action then as we kick this into play. Winter Madness coming up. CyberFox, thank you so much for the 6-month resub on the Prime. Much appreciated, mate. Thank you for priming us up right at the start of the day. Supporting the stream and supporting events just like these. Again, we're in a WardiTV event, which means that these tournaments only happen because of your guys' support. So, thank you so much for hopping in, checking it out, and being here for some StarCrafts. Let's get into it. We're going to start the day off with the teal Terran player. This is going to be Ryung from Onside, of course, as he is taking on the red Protoss in the bottom right-hand side of the map. We're going to have ourselves ShoWTimE, who I would definitely pick as like a favorite in this, but Ryung has his moments of being very dangerous in this matchup as well, so let's see, like I say, just exactly what we get as we work our way into our very first game of the day. Again, thank you so much for joining us early. Like I say, only 5 best of 3s. We have had a longer day and then we've had a shorter day from the 5 best of 3 days so far, so definitely interested in how exactly that all pans out on this one. As we get this up, ready to rumble, and ready to just truly begin. The barracks coming down, refinery coming up, the SCV and so coming through, gateway and the probe still building as well. Let's just bring that online for a few moments here, just getting everything ready and settled for a couple seconds. As we have the barracks on its way through, we'll see just what kind of game Ryung wants to play here over the course of the next little while. So get all of that ready to go and figure this out. The barracks is indeed coming online as well, so bring that straight up. I'm just going to be seeing the next dropping down over here as well. Still got the barracks and the SCV still being brought online also. And just this gateway off to the side. Continue to come through too. Again, orbital cybercore nexus all coming up. Just going to have that probe on the way. The simulator still building. Just going to be having our both players expanding pretty much is the starting point here, so everyone should be pretty content on this one, I guess, for the moment. CC and the factory on the way. Alright, cool. Well, everything's gone underway. How's everyone feeling in the chat? Let me know how you're doing today, guys. Hope everyone is feeling good and has had a good start to their weekend. It is just Friday. I mean, it's not really completely the weekend just yet, but it's getting there. It's getting close, so yeah, hopefully you guys are having a good time, feeling good. Like I say, excited to share some action of StarCraft with you guys today. Should really be a fun one. Let's work our way through these games. Actually, like out of all the groups, I really felt like Group C was a really, really fun group. Just, I don't know, if you kind of match up Zoun and Lambo and Ryong and ShoWTimE, I think you got favorites, obviously. Like, every group is going to have favorites, but like, I really felt as though this group had a lot of very close matches possible. And I was thinking about it, I was like, well, I don't really know if there's like anyone who I'm like, I don't think can get out of this group. Like, I think Ryong can get out on a good day. I absolutely think Lambo, ShoWTimE, and Zoun kind of like, to me, Ryong's almost the underdog, and I don't really like saying that because I actually have a lot of belief in Ryong to maybe show up and potentially show us a few things here. So I guess we will end up seeing, in the grand scheme of things, this Twilight Council comes up for a couple of moments. Just going to get that on the way and get this into place. A couple of Hellions are going to move their way around the bottom right-hand side of the map. So just going to be making their way across There's going to be 2 more Hellions as well, and of course we do have the proxy starport in the bottom left. However, we're not building a medevac, we're going into a tech lab off of that, so I thought with the Hellions coming across, we're about to see like a proxy Hellion drop or so, but that is apparently not the idea here from Ryung. He is instead going to just go straight into proxied Cloak of Banshees. Is on an expansion, so there's not some kind of like funky proxy the starport, one base all in or anything. So I'm a little intrigued as to what's maybe about to happen here and how this is going to go overall. There's that cloaking coming up on this tech lab then, so bringing that straight through. I'm just going to see a few Hellions gathering back around as well. A couple moments as we reset things. Yeah, the Hellions will come back and forth a little bit too. Again, just trying to see what else is getting going. Again, Stokes in the center, just going to gather there also. The Banshee, the tank, and the Marine still producing the cloaking coming online as well. Continue to bring a lot of that straight into play for the moment. Well, Hellions will continue to produce through, heading around in the center of the map. And again, Marines, a siege tank is going to be stepping forward as well, so just continue to bring themselves across to the other side just for a moment or two, getting that on the way. And again, Blink about to be finished in just a few moments as we have the Banshee tank and the Marines still coming up. The barracks continues to get going as well. I wonder if he's going to build more than just the typical couple of Banshees, right? Because obviously you've got the starport across the map. Are you in a rush to bring it back home to start a medevac production, or do you just want to kind of keep building Banshees? Even if the first couple don't break through, maybe the surprise third Banshee has a bit more success? The answer is no, he does just want to build the 2 of them as he flies into the main base and looks to catch ShoWTimE completely off guard here, which, I mean, there's a battery. I actually think I would have preferred this if both the Banshees showed up together, because 2 Banshees showing up together would have still been a surprise for the time that it was, because you'd be surprised by the second Banshee being there already. Whereas here, you've just flown in and simply put, because there's a, I can think this through. I know what I'm trying to say. Because there's a battery in each mineral line, you've got yourself basically a situation where you just get shut down right off the bat. So that really just goes nowhere, and that is kind of just that. So. Impact, combat shield, and the +1. Continue to come about then. Just see a few Hellions are coming over. Just going to see the Hellions. Excuse me, getting onto a few of these probes. So I'm just going to jump in. 6, 7 workers going down immediately. And this is a little bit better. Now ShoWTimE actually takes some damage. Now we actually get some hits in. Now we actually deliver a little bit of punch here. And so you're going to be seeing the Stalkers around the sides. Just going to be firing a few shots off that starport coming up. Combat shield maybe in some trouble here as well. It's actually going to go down. So there goes the combat shield. These Stalkers proving to be quite the difficulty for Ryung right off the bat on this one. And the bio coming across, that hallucination still flying in overhead. Just going to step by on. Still gathering up. Stimpack continues to come through just for a little bit longer. And again, upgrade Stimpack +1. All of that building across at the moment. Combat shield coming up as we speak. And that factory into place in just a moment or so. Get that all going. So seeing this Bioforce once across the map, ShoWTimE will try and pick away at what he can for these next couple of moments. Already trying to make a couple of pickoffs, getting a couple of kills here and there where possible. Just working through that to begin with. Again, Marine Marauder, Combat Shield, and the rest continue to come up also. As you do see Zeldstorm Colossus going across the map as well. Rejoining back to this top side. Team Medivacs can gather on the natural. 4th base comes down from ShoWTimE as well. Just going to continue to get that set up also. So you can see the Zealot picked away at, and you see the rest of the Zealot Stalker Colossus coming over as well. So again, continue to bring this across just for a moment or two. And we've got ourselves a Bioforce. The Medivac's going to be here. I mean, we're potentially going to have a bit of a clash in the next couple of moments with this Colossus stepping right up to the front and looking to get feisty. We are going to be seeing tank siege, though. Don't think that's a position we really want to commit into as ShoWTimE, so step back away from that one. Ryung kind of chases a little bit now. This is very scary. A retreating Cross is always in trouble. Do you save that Colossus? Can the Stalkers get rid of the Viking? Yes, it can. That Colossus is going to stay alive. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really awesome. Now this Colossus in the front is going to go down, unfortunately, but yeah, he actually ends up losing 2 of them. I was so impressed by the save of the first one. I guess the other, I mean, one of the ones that went down was still the one that was low, I guess, so maybe it was just kind of meant to be in the end, but oh, it's still a pretty not bad little situation for sure. As we are going to have Vikings, Marines, Marauders still coming up. Got the armor upgrade coming by as well currently. Let's bring a lot of those upgrades through for a little bit right now as we do have this Protoss force resettling in the center once again. The few probes are going to start moving across the map, so they're going to move across. We do see another scan coming into play also. And again, the bio at the tank all gathering back up. Yeah, armor in the Ghost Academy continuing through too, so again, continue to bring that up and online just a little bit here. Colossus, 2 Stalkers, just going to be seeing a few more weapons getting going as we talk right there. The factory going to get jumped on as well, just going to take that down pretty quickly, so that's going to fall without too much issue. Or at least get pushed away. Not that the factory's being used, it's just here to scout. Obviously, you still want it if you want to kind of build some of the techier structures later on. The factory is still kind of pathway to that tech, so you still need to have it. Yeah, obviously it's not really a big deal. Yapping on about something that doesn't really matter, as the main force is this push of ShoWTimE coming up the left and trying to attack into this third base position here. As we're going to see the Bioforce going to fight, the Vikings are going to fire back the other way. Vikings going to get a good jump onto these Colossus, and you can see those Colossus in a bit of trouble. Extra one showing up. The Stalkers doing what they can to get rid of the Vikings, but not really going well enough, quickly enough here. Now the Vikings are all going to get rid of those Colossus. There's no splash left against the Bio Army. However, Zealots are in the main base, so that's where ShoWTimE may find some true success in this game. That might be where he gets to the best position of all of this at this current point in time. These Zealots still going to be backing their way through. I mean, 16 SCVs just went down, and that takes the attention of Ryung away from being able to kind of counterattack across the map and capitalize on having cleaned out a bunch of the tech. It slows down anything that Ryung maybe was thinking of doing, right? So definitely puts you into a nicer position there, as this is now enough to defend this position as well. So that's going to be no problem. That will be also cozy. The Bio, the Vikings coming back over into the center once again. These tanks will continue to siege to just set ourselves back up. +1 ship weapons, the 2-2 upgrades, all coming about right now. 7-hour Prism and the +3 attack continue to build as well. So let's talk Colossus. Actually going to be kind of stepping through there. Command center going to sit in position for a few moments. He's going to have a few shots going off, a couple of hits coming down. And the tank just going to be there to fire back the other way and to again really push this back, push units away from this at the moment. Just going to have a big force back to the middle of the map as well. Let's bring that back through. Is going to go straight in toward the Zealots. They're going to take some shots. Stalkers will continue by. The Zealots and the Stalkers together going to step up as well. Just going to see a little bit of Bio stemming back the other way. Again, putting some more damage out. Hey, what's up? Bryson501. Thank you so much for the 6-month resub. Welcome back, mate. Thank you so much for resubbing up. Much appreciated. Thank you very much indeed. Here we go with Stalker Colossus coming in once again, pushing straight through. Bio Army coming across. It's going to chase for a couple of seconds there. Disruptor shot fires, but doesn't land on anything. And we'll be seeing this Bio Force continuing to settle just for a moment. ShoWTimE not going to push all the way up, but of course he's been expanding nicely. His base count looking very good behind all of this as well. So ShoWTimE's base count definitely looking to be, in a pretty good place in the grand scheme of things right now. And that means that he's got good economy, and that means Ryung kind of has to play into a slow game now. And you see the Fusion Core coming up. That Liberator range is very likely going to be something that we keep our eyes on here, knowing that that's probably going to be a very important little something that we get in the near future. I think those Vikings are going to go in and get a couple more shots off, and we're just going to try and keep those Colossus pinned back for a little bit. So again, firing a little bit over there, nothing too crazy though. Next is still gathering about again, a couple of robos, the cannons coming up and online. So let's talk Colossus will move through as well. Nexus will be picked away at here. Going to take that out already, and we are going to find a pylon to go along with it as well. It's just going to knock that down also. Get all of the disruptors. What a catch that is for Ryung. I mean, how much does ShoWTimE get from this? This is somehow still okay for him. He's rebuilding 2 Colossus immediately. The Zealots are just putting in work on the ground, and they are refusing to be removed from this. Jesus. That's kind of crazy, as we are going to be seeing Ryong having to pull all the way back over to the sides there. Retreating away from that one and resetting things a little bit. Bio Vikings regathering again. These Zealots are going to charge through. A couple of SCVs are getting jumped on as well. 3-3 upgrades still coming up. Add on that cloaking, add on that +2 ship weapons. Ghosts, Marines, and Liberators will all continue to produce right now. Stalker just coming back around also. And again, just having ourselves the Colossus and company rebuilding, but it doesn't even feel like we need it. Just as gateway force is apparently too much. Ryung does not have the damage output he needs against these Zealots. They are just shredding. I was like, do they have like +3 armor or something? Because it feels like he's just not getting through them, but no. Zealot count just, I think just too high of a Marauder count. As some more Marines and Ghosts show up, this army will actually be dislodged a little bit, but when it was just so Marauder heavy previously, then the Marauders just don't do good damage against Zealots, right? And so the Zealot flood kind of coming through really does a lot of work and really sets up very nicely very quickly. And saw the aftermath of that just then. As we have a... well... we have a... pretty, rough spot for Ryung now. Now, ShoWTimE's lost a bit of supply in the end. He's not been able to rebuild forever, but it doesn't exactly feel great still for Ryung, because ShoWTimE has the money to kind of set back up and to rebuild again and again and again, is what it really comes down to. I think that's the part that's really going to be very unfortunate here in the grand scheme of things, as the Zealots in the prison continue to come around. The Zealots talk Colossus just coming back across as well. The bio shots coming through. A couple of Liberators going to gather up and settle. Just for a few moments, few Colossus, Stalkers, all fighting the Marine Marauder. Doing a bit more damage dealing as well. Just going to be seeing this Bioforce still pulling back and away. Trying to cut off these Zealots, but I just don't think we're going to get far enough. I don't think we're going to stop this from being a thing. I think this is very likely going to be probably a little bit too much at the end of it all. GG's. And that is going to be ShoWTimE taking down game number 1 of this BO3. Getting there. And, like I say, winning this one through. For 1-0 advantage. So, ShoWTimE gets the 1-0 lead, guys. We'll be heading into game 2 in just a second. I'll just run the first ads of the day between games to make sure we don't have it overlapping. And we're going to be going to Old Republic for our second map in just a few moments' time. It's going to be on Central as well, so it's going to be tough. Yo, what's up, Gravix4040? Thank you so much for the 23-month resub on the Prime. Much appreciated. Very much indeed. ShoWTimE and Ryong up into position. Alright, just double checking everyone is good. Should be able to begin. Ready, says Ryung and ShoWTimE. Perfect, let's do it. jump into our second map here. As we have in the bottom left-hand side, our red Protoss player is indeed going to be ShoWTimE. Taking on in the upper right side, our blue Terran player down a map, looking to bounce back. It is Ryong. Game 2, BO3. And get this up and running. Ready to rumble. Let's see just what is going to happen. Refinery coming down, again gate, and the assimilator coming up just for the moments to bring that through, getting that underway. Again, that started off for a couple of moments. See where we can take things here for a little while. Again, just gonna see one barracks already across to the other side of the map. The refinery coming up, the gateway coming online. Just gonna see the probe moving into the base for a little while. And yeah, Cybercore, Probe, and the Zealot all continue to come about. Again, nicely established for a couple moments. There's going to be an extra proxy though. Ryung is going to go very all out then. Barracks and the factory, and I imagine very soon the starport as well will come down on this side of the map. So just going to get straight into putting some work in over here. You're going to see a couple of SCVs poking away as well. Probe pulling back over, running away from that SCV. Just going to be seeing the factory. The SCV and so coming up. Again, a lot of the rest of that continue to come through for now. Okay, it's still coming around. Again, the Stalker and the Nexus in production. The Zealot's going to find the full proxy, so now ShoWTimE knows exactly what he's playing against. So now you have the information. Can ShoWTimE execute the defense in order to ensure that this goes his way? So that one Zealot is swinging away at the reactor. The Marine is going to swing away at the Zealot in return as well. And Cyclone, a couple of Marines coming up. We got the starport coming through. The Gateway, Nexus, Wolf Gate all coming about. A few Marines going to try and hit the Stalker there for just a couple of moments. And just trying to find some damage for a few seconds as we are going to be having this. It is otherwise going to be a cleanup. So the other units going down for Ryong. And fair to say that this might be becoming a bit of a disaster very quickly. You can see that Zealot, a couple Stalkers continue to swing their way through this. Cyclone gets a lock on again, chasing away for a little bit longer. A few more hits coming about. That Tech Lab going to finish in the factory. I mean, obviously the Cyclone at least helps to kind of keep a few things back and away from this, if nothing else. So you can definitely kind of retake a little bit of control. It's going to be rough though, because again, with this amount of Stalkers coming through and constantly being available to kind of just be active and be kind of up and in your face and everything, it's not really ideal to say the least. So still not great. Let's just have our Stalkers. I mean, obviously now we're going to try and get the siege tank in position, but we're not going to make that easy as ShoWTimE, obviously. He's going to try and make this difficult as the Cyclone is going to be saved by the medevac pickup, so we're going to have to micro well, but I just don't see where Ryong is going to get to. Like, none of this looks good for Ryong at all. This position is truly miserable for him, plain and simple. And the units gather up, the Stalker's going to take a few shots, going to get one Stalker kill. And ShoWTimE bleeds units out. Sure, there may be something more of a chance to make things happen here. If ShoWTimE has less units left alive, yes, there's going to be chances. But like I say, I'm not exactly waiting with bated breath or anything. I'm a little negative about where we stand, perhaps, for Ryung, but I think kind of rightfully so, to be honest. It's been a rough start for him thus far. I mean, I don't even know if he's going to be able to get into position, right? Like, I don't know if he's going to actually be able to He's going to fully commit to it, and he's getting into the libs. To be fair, there's always these moments where, like, these kind of builds, if you just get set up, there's always going to be a little bit of a chance. There's always going to be a little bit more of an opening than we often expect, because these builds, there's a reason they work, is they've got power behind them, and like I say, sometimes they catch the opponent off guard even when you kind of know it's coming. And to me, ShoWTimE's just doing everything right. He's not going overboard on a lot of the commitments or anything. He's been very sensible in the grand scheme of things. With his unit production, he's been, again, slowing this down at every step of the way. To me, ShoWTimE is playing this out as you should. And like I say, not really, in my eyes at least, make any mistakes or anything just yet. Tank shot goes out onto a couple of those units. Depth's going to show up. A few SCVs going down. I'm going to see the tank still moving forward and trying to get set up further for a little bit. Depths across the map, just killing SCVs as well. Ryung is obviously not really in any place to be really losing SCVs. So losing out on those is definitely an unfortunate part of this business. You can see another Liberator get sieged up as well. Just going to try and bring that across. I mean, 11 SCVs went down the other side of the map. That really is quite a problem. As you all can see, these batteries in some trouble. Hey, 3 tanks and a Liberator is a heck of a siege up, and that is why I'm still going to believe in this position for sure, because there is absolutely still at least a little bit of hope here. Battery will go down. ShoWTimE, it's just an awkward position to engage into, right, is what it comes down to, I think, more than anything else. SCV's come about, just going to be seeing everything landed. ShoWTimE already given up his natural, so yeah, you can see the power of this coming through, just the strength of that one full army just sending it. ShoWTimE dropping the Immortals around the other side, trying his best just to dislodge this position. And it's going to be an issue. Does ShoWTimE actually have to go out onto the map almost? The longer he waits, the bit more army supply he still gets for himself here. Robo Facility in some trouble as well. Just going to see a couple of more still hanging about. Viking going to hit the prism for a few moments. Robo Facility will go down already. And it's pushing up. It's going to see a couple of gateways in some trouble as well. Cybercore is going to be the next on the target. The thing, I mean, as you come up into the main base, the only good thing I have to say here is that at least in the main base, ShoWTimE has a bit more space, but I do think that Liberator is obviously an issue. That's doing a lot of damage as well, for sure. Just having the Stalkers just gathering up. I mean, here we go. That's going to be it. Stalkers can get him to the Liberator pretty quickly. Loses the Prism before he unloads the Immortals, though. So without the Immortals out, that's going to be an absolute disaster. Oh, no. That's going to be GG. Wow, Ryong gets it done despite ShoWTimE's scout of it. These builds always have potential, and that's exactly what we see here. G to the G. That is going to be our game rounded out. So there we go. All tied up between Ryung and ShoWTimE, heading to a third map of this series as Ryung gets it done. A little bit of feistiness on the build. All right, our third map will be Tourmaline. To finish this off and decide things. All right, first match of the day. Going all 3 games here in the WardiTV Spring Cup, guys. Obviously, this has been happening over the last little while. And obviously, this builds us into the WardiTV Spring Championship. That will be coming up soon. Waiting for some other stuff to be announced and so on. Then we can make a bit more of a dedication to the dates and so for that event. So just waiting for that, and then we can continue by. All right, game number 3 coming up. As soon as the players are ready themselves, we can kick this off. I really feel like ShoWTimE did a lot of things right in that game, but like I say, all it takes is the position to be set up one time, and everything can change in an instant, basically, and that's kind of what happened there. Everything changed in an instant, more or less. Alright, ready, go, goes, and we are heading into this next game, guys. So, away we go, get this started. For this next one. Perfecto. Alright, countdown's good. And to Tourmaline. And into our next game, my friends. In the top right-hand side, we're going to have ourselves the teal Protoss player. This is ShoWTimE. Up against the red Terran, we're going to have ourselves Ryung. So we get this one on the way. Game 3 coming around, get this settled. And again, getting the assimilator coming through pretty quickly. It's just getting that straight online. Just for the moment, bringing that up and about. And that gateway continue to come around for a little bit as well, so continue to get that on the go. And nothing proxy to start us off with at least, which is obviously a nice update for ShoWTimE based on what we just saw in the previous game at least, so kind of a little bit of info there to work with is not a bad thing at all. WardiTV to go scouting from Ryung to make his way across the map, see what's going on. We're just going to nibble at the SCV then for a couple seconds. A few shots coming through. A little bit of damage dealt so far. And putting a little bit of action in. Just going to be seeing the probe pulling back over. Factory, command center, and the SCV still coming up. Adept and the warp gate continue to build by. So a few more moments. Probe cannon around the back there. Going to nibble at the SCV once more. Just trying to get a little bit more done. Really trying to pick this off already. The warp gate, the Nexus, all coming about. Just going to be seeing the factory and the refinery and so coming up as well. So again, bringing this all online. Adept will make its way into the natural. He's actually going to be able to delay this command center a little bit, so not a bad start at all. And take those. Cyclone the Marine coming up. The starport still building by. Command center is halted for a little bit, so a bit of a delay there. That's about it for the next couple of moments at least. We'll continue through to see what else happens in the next couple of seconds. Just going to be seeing again the blink coming up, the warp gate coming by. Gateway and a couple probes continue to produce as well, so again just a lot of that being brought straight into play here these next few moments. Tickers all lower, Cyclone is about to finish. Today should be a Protoss day. Well, we don't have any Protoss in the playoffs just yet, right? So we actually need some Protoss to advance, otherwise gonna have a lot of interesting balanced discussions upcoming, I'm sure. Sure people will be chomping at the bit to talk balance on that one. Yay. Alrighty, couple stalkers still just warping in then, so they continue through into play for a couple moments. But if that's going to come boosting across, Cyclone, a few Marines will make their way over. And just going to be seeing a few Marines coming about as well. Stalkers are going to get that. Just going to see this medevac is going to get shot down. So just going to see that chased away. Stalkers and the Adepts coming back over as well. So again, pulling that back across over the sides. A little bit of value found on that one as we settle into this. Against Impact Combat Shield coming up. +1 upgrade coming through as well. Bringing that into play at the moment. Just going to see that orbital still producing through the SCVs. Those are the units coming across also against Impact Combat Shield, +1 attack upgrade. Continuing to build into play for the moment. Just going to see the Stalkers need depth, jump up into the main. Going to get a depot grab already. Got one more SCVs, just going to be getting rid of here. A couple Marines going down, the other Stalkers are coming across. We'll just have ourselves the bio. Again, just continue to step through there for a couple of seconds as we use this as a defense. We're going to lose 10 SCVs right off the bat though, so pretty brutal start for Ryung, losing a lot of his economy very quickly, so not ideal against Impact Combat Shield and that +1 attack upgrade all coming through. Stalkers actually now going to blink on top of this bunker and just going to be seeing if they can get rid of it. They do not. They'll go after a few more SCVs, a few units that chase forward as well, so we'll just pick off pretty much as much of this as we can find here. And the Stalkers gathering. Take a couple more moments. Gateways, probes, charge, all coming online again. Marauders and Medivacs still very much so being built up as well here. The +1 attack upgrade, a big part of that as well. The Bioforces will continue to step through. And still just chasing those Stalkers away for a little longer. Medivacs, Marauders, and the Marines coming up. +1 attack upgrade coming by as well. Stalker's going to step onto the natural. Start to hit that orbital. A little bit of the Marine Marauder going to be in some trouble as well. Now we actually get these Stalkers caught, however. Coming in from the other side, Ryong actually going to be able to get quite a bit of damage out of that, so that's going to work quite nicely. Now we're going to see the Stalkers eventually blinking away. We're up 20 workers here as ShoWTimE. Army supplies even. Obviously a 20 worker lead. You're in a pretty grand position, to say the least right now, so that definitely helps. And because of shells coming up, the armor upgrade continue to come through also. Continue to bring this around. Stalker the Immortal again gathering back about. Just going to be seeing the scan still coming into play. The couple Medivacs going to go moving across as well. Zealot's going to unload onto this mineral line. A few SCVs starting to go down. Just going to be seeing some of that damage build up straight away. I will shoot. I mean, 12 SCVs killed. Feels like he needs to get a lot done with this push, but it's just not going anywhere. The supply is not in his favor in the slightest, so he really is in an absolute world of trouble, it feels like, as this game is just slipping away from him. Moment by moment, the Stalker's still giving chase. The few Zealots coming around on the ground. And the Zealots will continue to chase through. That Liberator siege is up on the high ground as well. Liberator continues to sit there, putting some work in. Just going to be seeing those Zealots still getting chomped at by that Liberator. And Prism is going to evacuate a few of them, so we pull a few away. And a couple Marauders, the Lib, the Armor Upgrade and Company coming up as well. The open on the low ground. Here's the Liberator sets up to try and deal with that. What Bio coming across as well. Again, just resettling things where we can for the moment. Let's take attack. Thermal Lance on the way. Just having the Libs, the Bioforce, the Medivacs. Again, moving forward for a little bit. Marauder Force steps up once again, so again, stepping through. We are going to have our Stalkers having to blink back away from that Bio army, and the Liberators would love to get a siege up here and do something meaningful, but the supply difference is just so great. And Ryong is going to know it, and he says so with the GG as well. That is going to be ShoWTimE taking a 2-1 victory and moving into the winners match. We'll see him in the third series of the day then against either Zoun or Lambo, depending on who wins this next one. Just coming up in a couple of moments. So, a couple of ads between the series, guys, but Zoun Lambo for some ZVP up next. I'll get this, ZVP ready to roll in just a couple seconds. Awesome! How's everyone doing today? Again, hope everyone is feeling great. Hope everyone is doing well. Thank you so much for joining us early. First match of the day. Pretty fun. Full best of 3 between Ryong and ShoWTimE. And I really do think this group just delivers on every single matchup. I think Zoun Lambo is a lot of fun. That's obviously up next here. Lambo been particularly good at, has been particularly good at kind of breaking down a lot of the Protoss stuff. See if you can figure out Zoun in this series. Again, this on the way in just a few as everyone readies up. Lambo's actually got a winning record against Zoun. Yeah, I'm not really surprised. I think Zoun's a very methodical player, and I think Lambo's really good at breaking down what other players rely on, you know? So, I think that's, if I had to... Yeah. I mean, I don't really feel like I have to say much else about it, but we see it with all the time, like, Lambo beats Zoun in some Team League stuff lately as well. Yeah, he's genuinely just quite good against Zoun, specifically. But he's very good against Protoss players he gets time to prepare for, too, I think, in general. So, see if that maybe helps him today. He's known his opponents for a little while. If you want to put some prep time in, he could do. See, it's just the WardiTV Spring Cup. You might not want to put too much prep time into it, right? But if he wants to, that's a definitely kind of, you know, validity kind of thing. Yo, what's up, Psychons? Thank you so much for the 61-month resub on the Prime. Ooh. Killer. 5 years and counting. Appreciate it. Are we casting OSC or Spring Cup? I did not change the stream tile. I'm so sorry, guys. My bad. I did everything else. I just forgot to change my own stream tile on Twitch. My apologies. Yes, no, we're casting Spring Cup today, obviously. Probably put the 2026 logos back on as well. Hey. First map going to be Winter Madness again. Lambo's got that hosted for us. So fast. Let me fix my logos then. Cool. Alright, Lambo and Zoun. Just waiting for one more join on the lobby from a caster, and we should be good to go. You thought this was OSC? Sorry, guys. You know, no one reads the stream title usually anyway, so... yeah, no one reads the stream title usually, so... Yep, that one's just on me. Alright, Lambo just confirming we're good to go, which we are indeed. We are set here. Let's jump into Winter Madness. Let's get this started. Game number 1 of our second best of 3 of the day. Zoun versus Lambo. Winner will move on to play ShoWTimE. Loser will play Ryung in the elimination matchup. As we get this started up right here and ready to go. In the top left-hand side to start us off is going to be the mastermind Zerg. Can he craft up something to help him today in this matchup? It is going to be Lambo in the upper left corner of the map. Taking on in the bottom right side, the red Protoss player, Zoun. So, let's set up, see what Zoun and Lambo are going to give us as we look our way into this one. Get settled down for a little bit. And like I said, just see where we're going to get to and see what will be brought into play. A couple of drones in the hatchery coming online as well for a few moments right off the bat. Obviously, no surprises straight away, no super early pool or anything along those lines to begin with, so there's a little bit of positivity for us. Got some pool coming through. Next is being brought up as well. And again, the overlord is continuing to go across the map also. Nexus and the Cybercore building into place right now. The probe coming about. Again, bring that through for a couple seconds. Just gonna have ourselves the probe scouting, and otherwise things look pretty regular. As, like I said, I'm very intrigued what kind of builds Lambo comes out with. What does he think is the strategy to try and break his opponent down here? Because we know that Lambo can be so good at that, like I've already talked about a little bit. We know he can be very competent at kind of breaking his opponent down and everything. So, like I say, I'm very curious as to what this looks like in the end and how this exactly goes. As the Overlord comes across, just going to be seeing the probe stepping through. Link speed drones and the Queens will keep on building against Stargate. The Nexus coming about. The Warp Gate is still coming online as well. Moving across, a couple of Lings going to grab a Proby. It's going to resettle here for a few moments. So you have the Adept and the Warp Gate continue to come online too. So bringing that up, Stargate is obviously very normal. Everything right now is really very normal. At the end of the day, this is a very solid starting point. Just from both players are playing to, you know, a macro game with, so kind of expecting that that's likely where we take things for now. Adept shoots. Drones will take some damage. Drones gonna have to pull away. Just escaping out of there for a little bit. Void Ray coming around. The Warp Gate still building up as well. Adept heads down to the bottom and heads back into the natural expansion even, so gonna pull that one back over. And yeah, the couple of probes, the Void Rail coming up, the Warp Gate building through as well. Void Rail activates that Overlord, gonna take quite a bit of damage, so a good few shots coming through already. Some kill on that, making sure Lambo doesn't get much info at all. That's the benefit of making the Void Ray. It hides what you're doing. Now, Lambo, are you going to be suspicious about the fact that his opponent wanted to hide what he's doing by making a Void Ray? Obviously, the Void Ray keeps you safe in some defensive scenarios as well. Anything with like roaches that come around later in the game, a Void Ray is going to be pretty constant damage output there unless Queens show up. So it does kind of force Lambo's hand in terms of certain builds that can be done here as well. So you can kind of keep yourself a little safe in that regard too. As the Oracle continues up, the Void Ray up to the left-hand side. Again, the Nexus and the couple of probes continue to build by. And the drones and the Overlord coming around. This Void Ray will activate for a little bit. Just going to get a cancellation on an Evo chamber. And the Void Ray now escaping away down at the left. Nexus onto the third base. Oracle back to the natural. They're going to fire up. Oh, look at that. A second Stargate on the way is very fun from Zoun. So that's very abnormal. Obviously, second Stargate already making an additional Void Ray. And I would presume a Fleet Beacon comes in with this, unless we're just going to mass Void Rays. But even then, surely we want a Fleet Beacon for like Flux Veins, right? Give the Void Rays that Void Ray speed. Surely that alone would be nice. Anything to make these Void Rays a little bit more viable, if that's actually what we're going to build here. Which right now is absolutely seeming like it's the case. So, yeah, very interesting setup. See the few Adepts going to shade up. The Queens are going to gather together. Fleet Beacon on the way through. Again, Probe and the Void Ray both coming up. Now Lambo sees two Void Rays. I wonder if he's already starting to think about the fact that this is a little bit weird. He's building a Spire already, so it seems like, yes, he's aware of maybe what's going on. So he's going to lose the Rotoring. He's going to deal with the Adepts pretty well. Loses 6 drones is not ideal, but hey, at least we get through that part now. And like I say, he's making 16 drones and that Spire along with it. So he's setting up, I think, very well for the future, just here and now. Maybe a little bit pushed back, a little bit hurting. A couple of Zealots coming through. The Lings continue to head down to the south as well. Head down to the bottom right. Again, Void Ray trying to activate that for a little bit. Again, Tempest and the Probe still gathering. The Lings trying to get through. The Zealot's going to be nearby. Void Ray still putting some damage out. The Lings taking a few more shots. Void Rays keep pushing those Lings away. Chasing again, Ling takes a bit more damage. The Queens are just going to be there. The Oracle taking a few more nibbles as well. Tempests, Twilight Council, and the cannon continue to build through. These Voids are going to activate a couple of Lings. They'll be taking shots already. Again, the Voids will put some damage out. The Oracle going to fly in toward the main base. Again, Void Ray Zealots, the Tempest coming through. The Oracle flies around in the main as well. See just what else is taking place here. 13, 14 meters on the way. Melee upgrade and flyer attack upgrade coming up as well. For now. Well, Extra Gate's coming about, Cannon's coming over, Temple Archives coming through as well. We've seen the melee upgrade and the +1 flyer attack continue to build by, as you just see the Overlords also in production. For the moment, the meters show up though, and they're going to get straight in here. Now, the funny thing is, the Spire for like Corruptors against Tempest is something great. The Spire for Mutas against someone who's double target and able to build Phoenix, I don't love as much. Now, hopefully that's just going to be the end of the Muta production. We go into Corruptors from here. He builds a few Corruptors, but also some more Mutas. So he's going to double down on the Muta aspect of this. Obviously, with Corruptors out, at least the Corruptors can kind of tank for the Mutas and, you know, take some of the brunt of the damage and so on, but I want to see it first. Like, you know, it's the sort of thing I don't want to believe in too kind of forwardly, you know, too much in advance. I want to see the results of this because I still think these Mutas are going to struggle long term to really kind of be a super valuable part of the game. Now, what it will be interesting is going to be what the Lings do. Because obviously the Ling count is growing, and as the Ling count grows, the Mutas cause trouble. There's a lot of focus up in the skies. If those Lings can sort of start to cause issues around the map and kind of show up and kind of be a, you know, a thing to kind of be annoying with, then that could be actually a pretty big deal as well, as the Muta Corruptor Ling back along on the right side. Okay, Corruptor's just going to get into the front. Those Phoenix chased away for a second. Ling Corruptor still coming through. Flyer Carapace coming up. Spinecrawler building as well. And just going to shoot a couple times. Mutas and the Corruptors. I think quite a lot of shots. So the Tempest is going to hit as well. The Void Ray is going to show up. You know, the Phoenix as well to maybe keep chasing those Mutas away, getting them out of here. And +1 air weapons, +2 attack on the grounds. Want that continuing through as well. And Void Ray, Tempest, Zealot will rejoin for a little bit. Still see those Corruptors building by for the moment. Let's see, the shots coming about. The Mutas and the Corruptors are getting chased away already. Can Lambo just jump onto a base here and maybe make something happen with the Lings? I feel like maybe he could, I guess with the Bane Nest coming up, it'll start to look very different, but he's also getting the Infestation Pit up too, and Hydra, so it's going to start looking very different in general. Just fly into this natural, going to use these Corruptors to try and zone everything out, as we've mentioned before. Give the Mutas a chance to deal some damage. Archon's super scary in this scenario. Archon's obviously good against everything in the sky. If they get underneath the pumped up Mutas or Corruptors, they're going to have an amazing time, so we want to try and avoid that. When Archon gets over here, the Corruptors are just trying to fight units from afar. But not able to make anything happen with a ground army during this either, as the one thing he's done well, of course, is keep Zoun at 3 bases. Oh, I don't love is losing the Corruptor count here. Now, he's obviously heading to Hydras, but there is a world where Hydras obviously don't necessarily last too long, and losing the Corruptor count means you don't have that kind of solid anti-air in the skies. So I'm a little afraid for Lambo, I guess, is where I'm at the moment. A little bit afraid, because I feel like this push could be scary. Now, 20 Hydras in production tab were pretty convincing. But like I say, let's see if they're going to be good enough, as we have these Zealots already charging through. Just going to see the Hydras going to start fighting. The Phoenix are going to put some work in. We are going to see the Queens holding with the Hydras, and for now, at least, we can't push into this. But one thing that's really missing here, of course, Storm. Yeah, he just started at the moment I was about to say it. Storm is really missing, because Storm, especially against the Hydras, would be amazing. As soon as he sees Hydra, Storm starts. That can't be a coincidence. Zoun knows it as well. He knows that Storm is going to be one of his best scenarios to kind of work himself back into this game long term. And, yeah, we'll probably just need it. Obviously, Storm would have been nice against the Corruptor Muta, but he had so much else to build. He had so much more, you know, so many other things to spend money on to deal with the Corruptor Muta, such as the double Stargate Phoenix, for example, right? So, kind of staying clear of that initially as the Phoenix. Gather back together still. Again, Storm on the way, a couple High Templar coming through. Queen is going to get lifted off. Phoenix going to make a kill on that one. Shutting that down for a moment. He's ready to come back into this natural, perhaps. Zealots on the other side of the map, going to go after a Spine Crawler as well. Going to put some work in. Hydra Bane, Ling showing up at the front. Couple High Templar getting ready to join in. These Phoenix are just going to absolutely massacre those Mutalisks, so they are going down. And we do have that Storm in place. The Hydra Ling Bane still ready to go. The couple of Zealots end up charging forward as well. Just going to be seeing these Hydras continue to push through this. At the moment, still going to be seeing the drones going to have to pull out of there. Another Storm coming into place. The Hydras need to relocate a little. So it's going to run across. Just going to be seeing the Lings going to be able to get a wrap on those Zealots. Shut those down pretty comfortably. And then the couple of Vipers and the Hydras and the drones all continue to build through. The Lings and everything else coming about also. This Phoenix still going to be moving about. Seismic Spine's on the way through. The Vipers on the way up. Add a few drones into the mix. Then the Phoenix and the Zealots together. Over to the right for a couple moments. Fourth base going to come down as well here. Again, Lurkers, Seismic Spines, all of that coming through. Just going to be seeing that Viper still producing up as well. Zealot and the +3 attack upgrade in production. Cannons in our battery will continue to come online. Those Phoenix are still lingering about. Just going to be near the Hydras right there. Ling Bane coming across as well. Well, Ling's just going to go chasing. So it's immediately in some trouble. Lambo's still very close to being maxed out at the moment, so still in a position to kind of figure out where that stands. Like the Hydra's going to come over and get ready to push on in, so in we go for a couple of seconds. Couple of Lurkers firing away from afar, some Seismic Spines putting some work out. The Hydras and the Lurkers going to reset themselves. You can see another Storm coming down. The Hydras and the Lurkers still settling there. Tempest and the +3 attack upgrade coming through as well. It's a nice Storm onto the Hydras. Obviously does a lot to kind of zone them away. Just going to see the Phoenix, the Archons, the Tempest coming back through, and we just have the Overseer going down. The Lurkers, the Hydra's going to continue to take some damage as well. Just going to be seeing this army composition from Zoun has worked wonders and has just ran right over those Lurkers, unable to do much at all in this scenario. And that is going to be a complete turnaround on this army of Lambo, who has to fall back and somehow create something that can fight here. It is kind of wild because I really feel as though just Hydras are going to always have such a kind of time scale on them. It's kind of weird because it almost felt like this was a game where, because Lambo switched to Hydras, Zam was like, oh cool, I have a chance to go Storm now, and I need to go Storm now. But in doing so, it kind of meant that Lambo went onto an army that I think long-term was going to be worse. Like, I think the switch in the moment had some power to it, but obviously was not able to capitalize. So I wonder if just once he wasn't able to capitalize there, this really was just kind of doomed from that moment on. But maybe a little bit like that. You can see the Storm coming about, still Parasitic Bomb still on the Phoenix, which are taking a bit of a beating at the moment. Lifting up a few more Hydras, but at the end of the day, these are units which we don't really need long-term. As Zoun, as we've already ran over everything else, and that is going to be enough. GG's, Zoun 1, Lambo 0, opening this series with actually a very fun game. I guess there's some interesting points where you can discuss the back and forth of what Lambo did in terms of his composition and so, and how Zoun responded to that and everything. It's definitely a few fun moments there. I think Ultra would have been better than Hydra Lurker. Something that, because there's no answer to the Ultras just yet, and if you go Ultras and he goes Storm against the Corruptors, like, Ultras don't care as much about Storm either. Yeah, I just wonder if, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the Mutas were maybe overall not great either, right? The build order scenario was not ideal for Mutas in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, I think there's a few things we can pick apart about that game. It was an interesting one for sure. Just Ultra Corruptor. Yeah, I think moving away from the Spire play 100% just, like I say, I think there's that potential timing window of like, oh my god, like 30 Hydras and you don't have Storm, like this could be really scary. But the moment that doesn't do anything straight away, I'm like, oh well, you know, didn't do anything, cool, we're good. You know, we're good already, so yeah. All right, we're jumping into Tourmaline, guys, in just a couple of seconds. In the bottom left-hand side, we're going to have ourselves the blue Zerg player. This is going to be Lambo. He's down a game against Zoun, who is up 1 in the top right-hand side. Get this up and ready to go. Chrono boost on the probes, getting that underway. Gateway in the probe coming about, a couple drones coming over for a few moments. See where we're going to take this over the next little bit is a probe. He's going to wander around for a little while as well, so just going to move that about for a little while here. Get that on the move. Reasonable so far. Okay, we're coming up. Probe still coming by, so we take a couple seconds on all of that. Just going to see the Nexus dropping down there as well. Again, cool. Hatch coming about. A couple of drones on the way. Cybercore. And the Nexus coming up as well. That's all settled for a little bit right now. Got that all operational. Again, Hatch Gas and Pool coming up as well, so bringing that over and into action. Reading a couple queens, still coming around then, so just going to get that set up for a couple moments. One probe coming across, trying to see what's going on. Just going to shade over to the other side. Again, Hatch drone, the link speed. Building up for a little bit, getting that on the way. We do have the Twilight Council already about halfway done. A couple of probes are stalking the warp gates. Coming up as well. And a couple of Lings want to go after those probes for a few seconds. Stalking a fight against the Zerglings. Chasing this away for a little while. The drone is going to go down already. Lings building up. Warp gate on the way through. 8 extra drones coming about. Queen and the Ling speed building as well. So the Nexus still front boosting up the probes. Again, blink on the way through. The warp gate is coming about. So you can see the hatchery and the drones building over as we speak. The Rotron again continues into play just for a little bit. Extra drones and company coming through as well. And Queen, the Lings, just going to be seeing everything settling for a couple of moments here, getting a lot of this into place. It's going to have our blink and the extra gates in the Robo facility coming by too. Again, a couple of Queens, the Rotron, and the Overlords building as well. Prism is still just going to boost it along. Again, that blink is coming up as well. Got a couple of gateways continuing out. We do just have the drones and company building on through for a moment or so. Prism is going to be making its way to the bottom left, so ready to put some pressure on going to the other side initially. Across we go. Again, the drone's coming about. A couple lings and the roaches coming over as well. Will take a few shots of damage. Again, the Stalker's able to get a few more hits off. Again, putting some extra damage onto that so far here. Now the Spore Crawler in a little bit of trouble too. Just going to see the Stalker still poking at the roaches. The roaches end up taking quite a bit more damage over the course of this. Prism's actually going to be forced to cancel though, and the Queen's getting close enough, so that's actually really nice, stopping the Prism from warping in. Going to be a pretty big deal in the grand scheme of things, so we like that. It's going to have to back away, warping again. 6 more Stalkers, this commitment on the 2 bases from Zoun. About to hit wholeheartedly into Lambo's setup. Now only 47 drones, so the work count looks good against this right now, like where Lambo has cut the workers at. You see that Roach Ravager coming through, the Queen is coming up as well. And he's actually getting a good wraparound down a lot of these Stalkers. Stalkers taking a lot of damage. Prism still lifting off and retreating a few of those units away. Just going to see the Lings and the Roaches still showing up. The Ravager's going to be there as well. The upgrade building through. Roaches, Lings, and the drone still coming about at the hatchery on. And the Stalker's looking to get back down the bottom side as we get after a couple of these creep tumors as well. Again, Lings that melee upgrade building, more units warping in, but Lambo being able to be confident enough to launch a counterattack could be very fun. Just has to break through that depth and could cause absolute chaos in that base of Zoun as he continues to try and hold off the Stalkers. In the end, pulls these Lings back just to try and flank around. I don't hate that. I think that's going to be tough for the... It's unrealistic to expect these Lings to break through an Adept and to get into that mineral line without anything else being, you know, done about the defense. So I don't hate that Lambo is going to pull it back here. Let's see another Corrosive Bile coming over. It's going to have the Stalkers still resettling. Healing is going to get pulled away. See those Stalkers continuing after those Lings for a couple moments as well. Ravager's morphing. We're actually going to lose a Queen. Again, obviously this army being able to poke in all the time. Annoying, but Zoun is not really getting anywhere else. He's warping in the Zealot with no charge or anything, so he's still kind of very stuck on this situation. I'm not really able to, like I say, move away from this just for the moment at all, so I'm not really able to escape away from this right now. Ling Roach Ravager still gathering back up. Let's see, those Lings are going to back away for a few seconds as well. Melee upgrade, Roach Speed all coming through. A couple more Corrosive Biles coming down already. Trying to see what else takes place here. Stalker's still gathering up. Just going to see the Zealot's going to be right there with it. Again, trying to see what else is going on. Just going to see a couple of Corrosive Biles coming through. So again, keeping a bit of action going in that direction still. And we're not going to be seeing this. I mean, honestly, it feels like the Ravagers especially, we've got the damage up, but to really keep these Stalkers pushed back. Obviously, the Zealots want to be trying to get in the front to absorb some damage at times as well, but have not been able to do that just yet. So coming back around, the Roach Ravager going to keep pushing over. And do have these Stalkers taking a few more shots. How is this going to go? More Corrosive Bile still. I mean, Lambo is losing a little bit too much supply, I think, in the grand scheme of things overall, so is unfortunately going to be running into issue here. And as you see, the rest of the Stalkers and still coming back over. More Corrosive Biles coming back around for a little bit. You can see the rest of this army coming back through too. So again, you can see just what else is going on. We actually have other units still moving across then. So I mean, just going to keep on showing up with everything, and this really does seem as though it's going to be too much. GG has to be called, and that is going to do it. Zoun is going to take the 2-0 over Lambo. Sets us off into a elimination match of ZVT. It's going to be PvP in the winners match. We will have a Protoss player joining us in the playoffs, which is the first one so far. 2 Terrans and 2 Zergs out of groups A and B. And now we'll have at least 1 Protoss out of group C. Whether that's ShoWTimE or Zoun, we'll find out in a little bit. For now, We go Ryung versus ShoWTimE. Sorry, Ryung versus Lambo. So we'll get that started up, guys. We'll run some ads. Get this ready to rumble in just a second. Perfect. Get these ads done and we will get moving on. Bada boom. This build's so hard to hold. Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? I feel like it happens all the time, where it feels very difficult to work through. I do not disagree. I do not disagree. Videos are coming up. I'm getting that underway. Alright, a couple of videos coming straight down. Get this ready to rumble. Gonna sit here and watch these ads even though Zerg lost. Feels bad. Alright, we'll just sit and wait for a little bit, guys. Hopefully ready to kick this off. First map going to be Mothership. Alright, awesome. Let's get this hosted up then, guys. Get this set to go. Perfect, guys. So we're just getting everyone into this lobby and ready to roll. Shouldn't take us too much longer. A couple moments. It's ready to kick off. Alright, Lambo. Ryong. Looks as though we are good. Perfect. If they're ready, we are ready. And we can kick this off, guys. Thanks for a little bit of patience during the games, obviously. But, looks as though we're good to go. Ready up. Good luck, have fun. I think everyone's in here caster-wise. Let's send this one. Alright, so some ZVT coming up right there, right now then. Get this on the way. And get this started. Alright, let's get this going. What's up, Little Bit Dicey? Thank you so much for the 30-month resub. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for supporting. As we get up and underway here for game number 1 of this best of 3. Lambo and Ryung, unfortunately, they're both blue guys, so I didn't see that. Hopefully, the difference between Terran and Zerg should be at least somewhat obvious enough to undo the coloring issue. As we get into the top right side of Mothership to start us off. Big map. We'll see if we get a big game. It is Lambo in the top right with the Korean Terran in the bottom. It is going to be Ryung. See what he can provide us with and see if he can provide maybe some upsets or some surprises over the course of these games. Right, so we settle this down and into some action. Get this ready to go. Hatchery, the gas coming up initially. Drone coming over. Bring that through. First Overlord just moving onto the map here initially then as well is going to be kind of a watching point for the moment as we get set up. SCV will go over the right side, so just going to be moving across for a little bit. Queen's that drone coming through as well, so again, just bringing a lot of that up for a little while, getting that on the go here for a moment or two. Just bring this about and seeing where we will be headed overall. See this Reaper moving around a little bit. Let's just see the couple queens, the lings, the Overlord coming around also currently. Let's just bring that over. Coming over as well. Hops into the high ground. Trying to see what else is happening. Factory also coming into place. Just going to see the Reaper is going to dance onto a couple of those lings. So a bit of damage to be dealt there just initially. A little bit coming through. And yeah, command center factory and that reactor still building into place. The drones, the hatch and company all coming online as well. Command center sets up again. CCs in the factory coming by. Have the Overlord and the Queen building as we speak. Reaper wants to hop to the high ground. Is going to be seen by the Queen there. Little grenade goes down. Back away. Hatchery just going to come through as well. Again, orbital commence into the starport all coming up. The reactor still building by. Have the drones, the link speed, and so continue to come across. Queens will just be there. Again, Reaper getting chased by as well. So also getting chased out of here for just a couple seconds. I'm going to have ourselves the command center, the SCVs and the Hellions all producing through. We got a lot of that moving about. Starport lands onto the tech lab. The barracks going to land over there as well. You set that up. Command center on the way over. Again, the couple of Hellions will move through at the same time. Hellions, the Viking all coming about. The Queen's going to get popped around also for a little while to move across. Hellions definitely going to kind of keep themselves cruising about then for a couple seconds. Just going to be seeing the cloaking coming through. Everything else coming over. Just going to have the Queen production continue to build as well. So again, bringing that straight online just for the moment. The Viking going to be shooting, so we are going to get a few shots off already. And Bane Nest Lair, a few drones coming about as well, so just going to continue to bring that over for a little bit. Just going to be seeing the couple of Lings going to begin to put some more damage in. The Hellions going to swipe through for another Zergling, so also picking up a bit more damage on that one. The Viking's still going to go in after the Overlord here, so able to jump through this as well. A bit more to be done on that. As you just see the Hellions, the Reapers, and company still gathering around for a little while here. Now the Overlords all coming up. A lot of that's still coming into place. As of right now, they see the few Hellions are going to take some shots. So the Queen going to be hitting them too. Just continue to push through this. Hellions going to start going after a few of those drones. So looking to get as much of this as possible as the Hellions dive up in toward the main base. And get 11 workers killed. This is obviously disastrous for Lambo. There's way too much damage taken way too early. Basically no investment from Ryong. As that's a ton of drones down. A lot of lost mining time. We've got a Banshee poking away as well, it sounds like. I mean, it's just going to be a complete and total disaster here, as this one is going to come crumbling down. And like I say, definitely not what Lambo wanted to have happen at the very start of this game. So this really goes very wrong very quickly. Unfortunately, I feel like that's going to leave us in a bit of a difficult place to kind of follow up at this point. So yeah, really not ideal to say the least. Really far from ideal in every single way. And yeah, Lambo left reeling after this one. Melee upgrades coming through, the extra drones coming about as well. Just going to be seeing a couple of Banshees as well, try and put a bit more work in. Hey, what's up? I has Burrito. Thank you very much, mate, for the 53-month resub. Appreciate you. Hellions will zap down to Zerglin. See the Banshee still firing. A couple more of these Lings are going to take some more shots. A few more bits of damage coming straight through here. Just going to see the Hellions and the Cyclones gathering together. And it'll take a moment. Try and see what will be next. Down Hellions and the Banshees together. Just going to come straight through. Just going to have the creep spread still coming across. There is going to be everything else stepping over as well. And we have Lambo obviously playing from behind. I mean, sometimes when you play from behind against mech, I'm like, okay, well, the benefit is it's mech, right? So it's not as aggressive as quickly as like Bio is. So sometimes you get a chance to recover. But because these are Cyclones showing up and kind of being in your face already, not really as much of the case, unfortunately. And it definitely leaves us in a little bit of a tough spot at the moment. Cyclone going to be there. Again, the rest of the Ling Bane going to get pushed out of here for just a moment. Hydra's melee upgrade continuing to come through as the Hellion Cyclone force regathers. And again, just going to be seeing the Banshees coming about. Naturally coming over as well for the moment. Just going to be seeing this actually going to get cancelled up. A couple of Banshees still firing their shots. Hellion Cyclone pulling back away, taking a couple of seconds here to reposition things. Again, Hydra's building up, Hydra speed and the missile upgrade all coming online. Hellion Cyclone Force looking again to maybe push up the front. Hydra Ling Bane going to be gathering up together here as everything else settles down. A few more shots off again, a few hits coming straight out the other side. We do have the Ling Bane Hydra still regathering on the top. Banshees join up together as well. Cyclone's going to step through once again. Just going to be seeing the Overseer's going to get caught for a little bit, so a bit of damage on those. Everything else regathering too. Banshees is going to be shooting, a bit more being done. We've seen the Ling Bane just going to jump on these final few units around the back. I mean, again, Ryung has just been flinging things at Lambo. It's kind of how this goes, right? You have the lead of the Terran, and you can kind of just throw units at the Terran and see what sticks a lot of the time. And that's definitely been the idea behind Ryung's motions in the last little while. He's definitely just been like flinging anything possible and seeing what sticks in the grand scheme of things. Again, the +2 melee, the missile upgrade is continuing to build by as well. Just going to see the Ling Bane Hydra pulling back once more. And again, tanks, command centers coming up. All the upgrades coming through. And Hellion Cyclone is going to put a bit more damage out. Ling Bane still being chased away for a few moments. Ling Bane Hydra all gathering around. The Cyclones get a nice couple of lock-ons actually toward this as well. And just get the blue flame to kind of knock down the Lings and so, and then the Cyclones locking onto Hydras would be really nice. Gonna get a surround here of the Lings. Is that good enough? Oh, these units break out of the surround, so that's just not it for Lambo. Good idea, right idea, just not enough numbers. A few more lings to keep them units in surround, a bit more to kind of punish the surround a bit more quickly. And this could have absolutely maybe been something. Instead, it doesn't really go anywhere, unfortunately. As that Banshee is still putting some work in, this Hatchery is still taking some shots. Hydras and the Banes coming back over once more. King Hydra's still stepping over, and again, the Hellion's going to be gathering up a bit more pressure out as well. And the Banes still stepping through as we just have +2 melee, +2 missiles. Continue to build about. These Hydras are still stepping themselves into this as well. The tanks, the Cyclones, the Hellions taking a whole bunch more damage currently. That means you have to come stepping away. Burrow on the way up, Groove Spines and the Burrow, +2 missiles coming over. I mean, I like a lot of what Lambo's doing. I feel like he's got a lot of potential to give himself a chance to swing this game back around. It's just actually executing that is going to be more easily said than done, especially when Ryung just keeps on trading well with these units, and obviously the tank count now actually getting into position to be aggressive as well. And Lambo just not able to really, like I say, solidify in any of these scenarios at all, unfortunately. Try and push forward a little bit further. Hellbats going to get crashed into by a couple of Banelings. The tank's still going to be there. Cyclone going to be holding out as well. Again, Hydroling is also just going to do its thing. Put some more damage into place. Lower upgrade, +2 missiles. Everything coming through. The Hellbats making sure to make a thing of this as they push forward as well. And the Queen going down. This really does feel as though it's... yeah, it's that. It's kind of done. GG's. And Ryung is going to take us to a 1-0 lead in this ZVT, so Ryong might be about to eliminate Lambo. There's obviously just one map from managing that, as we'll head into this second game in just a couple moments, guys. Getting this ready on Tourmaline, which will also be Ryong's server preference. That was Lambo's server preference for game one, and unfortunately, like I say, it just came crumbling down very quickly. One caster to join this lobby, and we are full steam ahead and good to go, guys. Go GLHF, ready, go GLHF, all called. So everyone is set, and we send this into the map. So Lambo down by a game, looking to bounce it back here against Ryung. So we have got Ryung in the bottom left, will be with the one map advantage in this best of 3 matchup in WardiTV Spring Cup Group C, of course. In the top right hand side there is Lambo looking to try and take his first map of the day. Remember, winning this match is going to be PvP. ShoWTimE or Zoun will advance out of this group in first place and advance through to the playoffs. So keeping that in mind, that's coming up. Going to be a lot of fun as we have this all settling into play. Alright then, let's see who is going to be able to take an advantage early this time. See if Lambo can obviously shore up this defense early and make sure he can actually get to at the later stage of the game. Actually, again, I know Lambo already lost to Zoun, but I actually do think Lambo has a good chance of advancing to playoffs if he can get through Ryung right now. I still like his ZVP enough to challenge Zoun and ShoWTimE to, like I say, make a bit of a playoff bid. Zoun's PvP has been really good lately as well. He's had some good games, some good results in RSL and GSL, if I'm not mistaken. Pushing Hero into some tough scenarios in the PvP for sure. definitely been some fun ones as we settle on down. We're going to shoot a couple lings, take a few shots. I'm just going to see the queens of the drones, the hatch coming through. Command center's coming around. CC gets into place then. You got a couple of the bits and bobs setting up. People moving around, just gonna see the link speed, the road drone coming about. Just gonna be seeing the few drones coming over. I'm just gonna be seeing the road drone going into the upper right side as well. People hops up. I'm just gonna be seeing that stim pack and the few marines coming about. Just gonna see the queen gonna be there. Reaper is gonna get pushed around a little bit. Again, the link speed, road drone, and company coming through for a little while also. So just getting that up and running. The Reaper still heading up to the top then. A couple moments, get that into position, get that on the way. Yeah, link speed in the road drone. A few overlords coming through. Still got that stim pack building by. Again, the starboard coming about, the SCVs and the marines coming over. And a few units are still popping around. Just gonna have our 9 roaches in production from Lambo, so looking to get across this map early. It is going to be Stim from Ryung. If these roaches hit, are they going to hit before Stim? I think they're going to hit as Stim is finishing, unfortunately. And Stim back coming through. Medevacs and the Marines coming about. Just going to see the Rex in the Engineering Bay coming through it as well. And the rest of those Marines will regather. Lings and the Ravagers setting up for a few moments. Marines are already going to get the first roach. I mean, Stim is okay. Stim is not done yet. It's a short map, so we get across here quickly. As we just have the couple corrosive vials onto the depots for a second. Depots taking some hits. Ravager picking through this already and just going to be seeing. I mean, the moment Stim is done, it's much scarier for these Ravagers, but they can still step away. That's what the Lings are here for as well, to tank a little bit too, right? So. Well, Lings not tanking the Marines. Marines get through onto the Ravagers, so the Ravagers are going to take a brunt of that damage, but it's not good enough. In the end, 22 SCVs have gone down. We're going to be able to run up this ramp. We don't even get the depot raise, so it seems pretty doomed as we'll just trade with whatever's available. As the corrosive vial hits a medevac, it's going to hit it again. Oh no, it was just off to the side. I thought we were going to see a KO in that medevac, but 34, 35, 36 workers going down. And what we are going to see is a KO on this economy of Ryong, who is going to have very little to work with beyond this. He's going to be having the 1-on upgrades coming through. Drone's still coming up, couple evil chambers coming through. And those are going to keep moving around and resettle in here for a little bit. Medevac will unload a few Marines off to the sides. Just going to see the 1-1 upgrade still coming about, popping through. The Bane Nest and company coming over as well. And Ling's going to be there. Queen's in position to push things back a little bit. Gonna see that orbital command settling. Obviously, Ryung trying to play the recovery from 4 SCVs at the moment. He's producing only Marines, so I don't know if it's a recovery as much as a I'm going to build the units I can, you know, build essentially and just see what I can do, see if there is anything I can do. The reality is probably not, but, you know, we may as well try. Can't blame a man for trying at the end of the day, can we? Can't blame him for trying. Alright, so let's have the melee upgrades and the bane speed still coming about. Just going to be some SCVs settling in over there as well. A few Marines get underneath that Overlord. It's going to go down, and we have the Marines, the Marauder, stepping across as we speak over to this side. That's going to be seeing the Marines going to get surrounded by the Lings for a couple seconds, and that's going to be good enough anyways. That's going to be GG. I'm going to wrap this one up as Lambo ties us 1-1. All right, we are going to go to game 3 then. Let's get that set up and ready to go. Third map will be on Winter Madness. Ryung down. Oh, up rather, with Lambo up. Should just be able to get this ready to go. Perfect. Those are ready. Let's do it then, guys. Game number 3, deciding map of this elimination series. One player about to be eliminated, the other gonna get to live on a little bit, at the very least, as we dive into this here. Let's get this started on Winter Madness. In the bottom right hand side is going to be our red Zerg player. This is Lambo taking on the blue Terran. In the top left, we've got ourselves Ryong. Alright, deciding game then. See which of these players will survive in advance. See who is going to be taken down and eliminated. So I actually don't mind the chance of either of these plays against one of the Protoss in the next round. I think Ryung has less chance, but I think they both can beat a Zoun, or both could beat a ShoWTimE on the right day. Obviously, it was not Ryung's day earlier in that TVP. Although it was fairly close at times, to be fair, as well, so it's not get overly negative about it. There's moments. Obviously, we had that game where he was able to sneak one through as well, so. Reaper, orbital, command center, all coming through for a few moments. Just gonna have the hatch and the pool coming up, and drone on the way. Obviously, Lambo choosing to be aggressive in that previous game, bringing the aggression over pretty quickly and just getting that going straight off the bat. Couple queens, couple lings, the drones coming over. I'm just going to see the CC in the factory coming through as well. We're going to fire a few shots off, a few hits coming over. It's going to be having the rest of this coming back around for a second. And Reaper moving back through, and again, just going to be seeing the factory command centers coming around for now. And a couple of overlords in the hatchery being built up as well, so bring the rest of this into place. Orbital command coming by. Reaper chasing about, a couple of lings coming over. He's going to be seeing the Reaper's actually going to go down, so it gets a little bit too deep there. Queen's able to cut it off. That is going to be a nice grab. Evo Chamber and Roach Run still building about. The lane speed continues to come into place. Just going to see this Overlord moving around a little bit as well, figuring out what else we want to do here. And yeah, Viking, a couple of Hellions moving about as well, just for a little bit. Hellions actually going to sneak by in toward the natural expansion, able to start putting some pressure in. A couple of these drones already in some trouble. 3 workers going down. We've got to try and make sure this doesn't become too much. We also scout the Roach Roar, and however, we start a Carapace upgrade. We're going to cancel that into melee. Wonder how much we're actually looking to utilize this Roach Roar, and then his Lambo, probably not at all now it's been scouted. He has the gas banked up. Considering he's already started melee upgrade as well, so yeah, I think he was trying to make this look like one thing. It's actually going to be another. He has opponent to play safe, though, as the Raven comes up as well. Dive in again. This time it's going to be 5 workers. We're not done yet. 2 Hellions still in the back. Engineering bays, racks, all coming up. So it's going to be CNISCVs and company coming through. Melee upgrades building into place. The lair and the drones continue to come by as well. So just a lot of that coming over for a little bit. And melee upgrades, Bane Nest, all coming through. And Stimpack will be coming by. I'm just going to have the 1-1 upgrade. It's going to be a part of that as well. So bringing a lot of that up as well here as the Raven fires down an auto turret and jumps onto this mineral line. A couple of drones have to pull away. A few Zerglings pulling back also. And the Roaches continue to gather about. And again, Baneling Nest will also just be producing. So Lambo into this melee upgrade style. It is going to be the bio from Ryung. Not going to be mech or anything. And like I say, Lambo's had a bit of a rough first few moments of this game with those Hellions getting through a few times. Let's see if we're going to recover from here. Still got 1-1 upgrade, still got combat shield coming across. Again, Carapace and the Baneling speed coming about also. Rains in the medevac still moving over. Raven overhead. This is going to go down pretty quickly. Well, at the very least, you have very good warning that this is coming, although I'm not sure if that changes much for Lambo. I think he was prepping for this sort of attack timing anyway. He has, again, drone count good. It's really just about surviving with the army right now. He does have melee upgrades against 1-1 not quite done yet from Ryong, so just looking at ways that, you know, like I said, because to me, if Lambo survives through the next minute or so, I think he's fine in this game. The next minute might be a little bit rough, especially as the Viking gets after the Overlords. The medevac get into the main base, and there's Lambo in position able to deal with this. Fortunately, there's nothing else happening, so all you've got to do is to defend this main base, and obviously we're losing mining time, but we're not losing too many drones. We're going to lose that +2 melee upgrade, though. That's unfortunate. That's going to be pricey. That's the sort of thing which does suck a fair amount, because obviously that's an upgrade you really do just want. You know, he had a little bit of an upgrade lead going. It would have been an even bigger upgrade lead because Ryung forgot his armory. his 2-2 is delayed, so Ryong getting that Evo Chamber undoes a little bit of his own mistake and is going to give him probably about the same +2 attack upgrade timing as his opponent, although Carapace will still be finished much sooner from Lambo, which is a very good upgrade to have. Obviously, Carapace is typically the more important upgrade when it comes to Lings and Banes against Bioforces, because you're usually taking a lot more shots than damage you're actually dealing. Because of, you know, your melee units against ranged units, it's natural you take shots as you run in to try and close the gap and so on. Again, Marines, the Medivac is going to gather back over. And the Ling's going to patrol off to that side, just going to ensure that those Medivacs are not allowed back in. Not today. Not quite yet. Marines actually going to show up onto this hatchery in the bottom left, though, and that's the 5th base of Lambo being denied, so no 5th for him. But now just going to be second as a 4-base Zerg. And it's currently a 3-base Terran, so okay for the moment, but of course eventually we do want to make sure we can get these bases up. I think this base going down so easily is just a sign as to the fact that Lambo's being kind of pulled around a little bit, being pushed about and bullied a little as well. Wingbane trying to run down to the bottom side, and means you see the Medivacs loading back through. 2-2 upgrades continuing to build. Wingbane going to run forward, anti-armor missile going to strike a lot of it. We are going to close the gap here. Siege tanks already going to be caught. A couple more corrosive bars, and those tanks taking some big hits. Just going to see the Marines going to stem down here. The Ravagers already in some trouble as well. Those Ravagers getting picked away at right now. Damage being done. Just going to be seeing the Marines still stemming through, getting after this hatchery for the next couple of moments. More corrosive bars. Marines are going to get pushed back. A couple tank shots are coming in as well. Again, 2 upgrades and everything else continue to come over. Apparently it's going to be too much from Ryung, and Lambo eliminated here. Ryung will go to the decider match. ShoWTimE and Zoun will play the winners match up next, and the loser of that will play Ryung for a spot in the playoffs of the WardiTV Spring Cup. Alrighty, guys, so we get this ready to rumble in a second as we go into ShoWTimE and Zoun. Give me a second, guys. I'll tell you what, let's go to a break screen because we've got to run ads anyway. So let's go to a break screen on this one. Take a quick couple moments. We'll come back. More StarCraft on the way for you in the WardiTV Spring Cup Group C. Alrighty guys, welcome back. The guys got us hosted while I was AFK for a couple of minutes. And we are hence good to go. Let's jump into this on Tourmaline here for a couple of seconds. There's going to be ShoWTimE Zoun in this winners matchup, and then after this we got the decider match. Last match of the day will be Ryung versus the loser of the series. That is what is coming through. So getting this set up, ready to rumble, ready to go. Just a couple moments. Unfortunately, it was not Lambo's day in the end. As we jump to the top right side of the map, let's get this started off. As we have in the top right, our blue Protoss player here is ShoWTimE. Taking on the red Protoss in the bottom left. This is going to be Zoun. Alright, so PvP kicking off right now, getting this on the way. Trying to see just what is going to happen as we get this settled in. So, bring this up, getting this going. We're having the probably coming across, just going to be seeing that moving through for a little bit, so I'm bringing that around. Get set up for a couple of moments here as we just see the gates and cybercore coming through, the probes in production, having ourselves the pylon coming down over from this side as well. Let's just bring that straight across. Stalkers in the warp gate coming through. We're all going to be seeing Stalker Sentry on the way out. Obviously, it's going to be Stalker Sentry from both players. We have the pylon top left from ShoWTimE. We'll see if he does anything with it over the next few moments, I suppose, is probably going to be our question. See a little cancellation over here. Is going to bring that back over for a little while and deal with that for a couple seconds. Now just going to be seeing the Stalker coming up as well. A couple of probes going to pass each other. We are going to see Zoun trying to scout around. The top left pylon's not going to do much, but Zoun is going to throw an in-base robo down. He's trying to put a pylon in ShoWTimE's main. ShoWTimE has seen that. He's going to figure that out. He's not going to let that come through in the end, so he's going to make sure to be on top of this one. And handling that well for the moment, I would say. River Facility and Nexus are both coming through, so again, bringing a little bit of this up and into play. Hey, what's up, Kybert? How you doing, mate? Thank you so much for the 64-month resub. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you. As we do have our Stalkers going to poke through. A couple Stalkers and Sentries going back and forth for a couple of moments. Let's see a little bit of damage going out on those. Again, the Twilight Council and the Nexus coming around. The Warp Gate coming up. Mortal still building through. The Blink continue to produce. Now Sentries continue to settle for now. And the Sentry's going to come down to this low ground. A couple of Adepts are going to warp in. Doing swell. Hell yeah, man. Awesome. Good to hear it. Thank you so much for 64 freaking months. I appreciate it as always. You know it. Thank you very much indeed. Couple of Adepts and those Stalkers all going over, so just going to move across there for a couple of seconds. Adept's going to come down this bottom left side. Both players have ended up on their expansion then. So not looking as though anything too crazy is going to happen out of all of that. Just going to be seeing the probes going to get chased though. And ShoWTimE is one to get a couple of workers killed here. So it's going to be a nice little grab. Introduce the Adepts. Take a bit more damage. The blink is coming online. Zoun is going to go into the Dark Shrine. So he's going to try and Dark Shrine it up and DT it up here against ShoWTimE, who does not currently have detection available. So it could be a success story. Could very well be. Put probes down to the low ground. The Stalkers and the Sentry is going to gather back around and together. And present coming about, Dark Shrine on the way through. Like I said, I mean, if ShoWTimE doesn't start getting some detection available shortly here, this is actually going to be pretty rough. So it needs to try and figure that out. Otherwise, like I say, this could be a very dangerous situation very, very soon. So yeah, something we maybe need to keep an eye on and keep a lookout for, because it can get kind of nasty kind of quickly if we're not being careful about it. I was going to see that gate coming through as well. It's going to bring that straight across for a couple of seconds. Things on the go here. And again, a little bit of settling. Seeing DT showing up, and we start to see these probes going down, so you'll see some damage being done. A few workers going down very quickly then. It's going to be a bit of a disaster, as, like I say, ShoWTimE, he does have now the Robo up. He just needs to get the Observer out. Losing 7 workers is doing a lot of work for Zoun so far. Definitely successful. As, he kind of needed this to be a little bit of success for sure, I think. Just going to see the Stalker is going to get down here. 10 probes go down. You can see ShoWTimE's only down by about 4 workers. Some lost mining time. Still up in army though, and on a faster third base. Zoun was very desperate for that to do something. We're going to see the follow-up is going to be with the Resonating Glaives, that Immortal coming by at the same time as well. It's bringing a lot of that over as well for the moment. Just going to be seeing the rest that's coming through. I'm just going to be seeing the charge coming around. Again, the Forge coming up, a couple Stalkers and so coming through as well. So, doing that all along. That Roach Speed coming about also here. That Resonating Glaives coming about. Also, that Roach Speed. That Resonating Glaives coming about also here. Got Zerg on my mind still, apparently, as we come out that last game. As we just have the the charge coming through. So, we are going to get the Zealots sped up a little bit in the near future for sure as well. Immortal's going to be here as well. Just going to hit that pylon. Just going to take that down, knocking this away already. So again, shutting that down straight away pretty much. Just going to have ourselves the reset for a few moments. The Stalker's going to come across too. So again, just going to try and get themselves in position for a little bit. Going to get a few more hits off the Observer. It's going to be there maybe picking, but we don't have an Obs nearby apparently, so it doesn't matter too much. Still got the Dark Shrine and an Immortal building as well at the same point for now. Big warp in from Zoun, obviously has those glaives, and with those glaives has a lot of army supply that builds very quickly as well. So these Adepts stacking up very quick at the moment. Just going to be seeing a couple of units already taking some shots, being pushed the other way for a little while. We are going to be seeing ShoWTimE get enough units up to defend. Down 20 army supply. The negatives of all that DT pressure in so big. ShoWTimE trying to make a play with the Stalkers, and he should be able to catch the Prison there at least. That's huge, because that does deny a lot of what can happen from this point onwards. So that's already a big deal. A couple of these Stalkers getting caught, and they continue to go down as well, so getting those cleaned up. We are going to see now the Stalkers jumping through and diving onto that. Just going to have still the rest of this coming over, and these Stalkers are still trying to hit for a little bit. And some Immortals are going to get caught by the Probes. The Probes providing a lot, but in the end it's just going to be too much, as the Adepts are going to be quite powerful coming out of this one as well. And GG's, and Zoun is going to take us to a 1-0 lead in the PvP with the game 2 coming up in just a short moment or so, guys. So we'll get our game 2 coming up. Zoun into a 1-0 lead. Might be ShoWTimE against Ryong, the rematch to see who is advanced into the playoffs. So ShoWTimE can't turn this around. What's our map? Our map doesn't have it copy-pasted. Our map is going to be Winter Madness. Let me get this hosted up then, guys. It's going to be West as well. Cool. So, Zoun server, as we get into another game here. Bring this up and get this going. Alright, everyone's here. ShoWTimE and Zoun in the player slot, both set as Protoss as well. Beautiful stuff. Looking good, looking good. Ready, GLHF, and we can count down to this next game, guys. Let's get it going. Let's get started. Let's kick this one into some action here. And kick off into the winners match. Winner to the playoffs. The loser to play Ryong in the decider match is how this one is going to line up. So get on the way through. Let me get this, like I say, underway. Get this underway. In the top left-hand side, we're going to start things off with the red Protoss player. This is going to be Zoun, and he has himself the 1-0 advantage in this series, taking on ShoWTimE, our blue Protoss, in the bottom right. So kick this off into place. Pylon and the probes coming through. Over our gates down. We've seen this non-wall-off setup from ShoWTimE. As we've seen that actually getting a little bit of popularity lately, so seeing that coming straight through at the moment. Bring that up and about, getting that on the way. It's going to be our setup for a couple of moments here as we take a few seconds to get going. Alright, Gateway Cybercore coming about for a little bit as we just get underway. Just going to be seeing the gates and the Cybercore coming through then. We get that all underway for a couple of moments here. And see what we're going to do. Obviously, see the second gateway, so not going to be any kind of one-gate expanding or anything, which is actually really fallen out of fashion. There's not a lot of people trying to one-gate expand at the moment in the PvP matchup, so that really has taken a turn for the turn to the less kind of popular side of life, it seems like. The Cybercore coming through. You just have to give me 1 sec, guys. I'm overheating. I'm going to have to take my hoodie off for me a moment. Alright, so Sentry Stalker coming across. I'm just going to see that probe. And it's going to actually make its way to the top side to try and scout what's going on. Sees the Sentry and Stalker, sees no Nexus just yet, so we got just a rough idea of kind of timing of things and where things are at. Sentry Stalker obviously doesn't really imply too much aggression or anything though as well. And there's that expand coming down from Zoun. ShoWTimE building a couple more Stalkers. What does he want to do? Is he going to expand himself or does he have other plans? I'll tell you what's really crazy about this matchup, obviously coming off the back of that last game, is how often this aggressive kind of style has come around lately, where we've really seen a lot of the the Resonating Glaive builds really kind of pick up in popularity in this matchup. It's just interesting to see it's become such a big deal so often. Before you'd see it kind of now and again, and now you're just seeing it, like I say, like all of the time almost. It's getting kind of crazy, so yeah, very interesting as we just have Twilight Council coming through, Nexus coming up, and that brought into play. for a little bit. Focus is going to be around. Going to see a couple sentries and so coming back over as well. And getting that on the go for a couple moments. Alright, Dark Shrine probes coming through for a little bit, so again, just bringing that straight about for now. Getting that on the go, and seeing where we go to. Alright, so the Dark Temple coming up, so that Dark Shrine already coming through, so the DTs from Zoun. ShoWTimE's detection is currently non-existent, so unfortunately it feels as though this PvP might be going to a bit of a bitter close. There's the robo starting now. Do we have enough time to prep? Obviously DT has to come across the map still, so maybe we can do something here about this. First DT already arriving, robo is only halfway done. It's going to be rough for ShoWTimE no matter what is the situation, though. He's going across the map. He'll be able to put some pressure on with his stalkers, but yeah, he is just not prepared for this in the slightest, realistically. GG's, and Zoun is going to take it for 2-0, just like that, plain and simple. And yeah, it's as easy as that, plain and simple, right there. It's going to do it for this one, as we have Zoun going to the playoffs. So it is going to be one Protoss through to the playoffs, we knew that. But will it be two as we get our second qualification match of the day underway? ShoWTimE and Ryung will be coming up in the next game. Get that ready to go in a couple of moments. Alright, so set up one sec, let me check something. Alright, we are going to send it into Ryong versus ShoWTimE then. Central West Central, the coin flips have been in favor of the Europeans today, that much is for sure. I'm going to bring this around and get this ready to go. So that's the Enclave. Going to be our first map there. And bring that over for a little bit. And we'll have ourselves, yeah, just getting set up. I guess we run ads because it's between series. You kind of fast games today, like I say. Sometimes these groups go very fast, sometimes they go a bit longer. Like Group A was a long one. It's like 4.5 hours or something, but today we're looking more towards a 3-hour length of stream if we even make it to 3 hours, but that's okay. Sometimes it's like that. Again, we got Group D, coming up tomorrow, guys. Group D tomorrow. Cure Trigger, Rogue, and Christiana. I really like this group as well. I think it's also very fun. Then on Sunday, we're going to have our playoffs, so we'll be heading into that on Sunday as well. Should be a good time as we get ready to resume here in a few moments. Just having ourselves the videos coming about. Title Citadel just got vetoed, 10k feet. Ruby Rock just got vetoed as well. Winter Madness, White Rabbit currently left in there. We've seen these maps a lot. Old Republic as well getting played a lot. We might see Mothership. I think I'd be surprised to see Mothership left in, I guess. But I guess we'll see what the players decide. I guess we'll see what the players decide. Old Republic vetoed. Maybe we do see Mothership then. Rapid vetoed from ShoWTimE. Ooh. A mix-up. Of course, then playing earlier was all 3 maps seen, and that was on Winter Madness, Old Republic, and Tourmaline. So we are going to see Mothership as kind of the mix-up here, but we still will have Tourmaline, and I think we still will have Winter Madness as well. Yeah, Mothership's going to be the mix-up, so Mothership into Winter Madness, into Tourmaline, going to be our maps on this one, guys. Well, we get 2 Protoss into the quarterfinals here today. It's been 2 Terrans from Group A, 2 Zergs from Group B, and like I say, a potential for 2 Protoss from Group C. That would be the likely outcome. Ryung is definitely the underdog. He lost to ShoWTimE earlier, but he took the map, so, you know, it's possible. Never say never at the end of the day. So we take a moment or two to kick this off in just a few moments. Alright, so just waiting for Ryong actually, and we're going to be good. Any moment, and we'll be able to get this going. Alright, readies. We're good. Let's send it. Let's go into game. Alright, thanks for a little bit of patience, guys. Obviously kicking this off, getting this back on track, and into Ryung and ShoWTimE to round out this action here today, like they say. Alright, Mothership coming through. Get this set up, get this ready to go. In the top left-hand side, we're going to start this off with the red Protoss player. This is going to be ShoWTimE. Taking on the blue Terran in the bottom right-hand side. We're going to have ourselves Ryong for best of 3, game number 1. Mothership to start off this series. Ryong looking for revenge from earlier in the day. ShoWTimE looking to do what he did earlier, but maybe even a bit cleaner, to have a chance of advancing to WardiTV Mondays. The WardiTV Spring Cup, WardiTV Mondays, the WardiTV Spring Cup. Playoffs. Okay, and the probe coming about then for a couple seconds, bringing that over. I was going to see this probe coming through for a little bit and getting going. Again, SCV going to be there for a couple of moments. Bringing this about, getting this on the go. A couple of SCVs will go nibbling away and try and push this probe back for a little while. Just going to chase that out of here. Probe going to take some damage, and like I say, get chased away for a little bit as well, just initially. Next, this probe, the Adepts coming up, and the Warp Gate still building into place. And we do have ourselves the Reaper coming across the map to try and see what's going on as well. So Reaper moving across to the other side. This can be seeing the factoring the commands into building up also. Getting on the way through. Bring this all about. Reaper hops to the low ground. Again, factoring the CC. Coming online for the moment as well. And this Reaper goes right across to the far left-hand side, so he's going to go scouting about. The Adept steps over as well for a couple seconds also. I'm going to see what's going on here for a few moments. Going to come through, a couple of probes going down, just going to be seeing the Adept is going to be coming across. Rupert goes down already, Starport and the orbital command coming up. SCV and the Hellion still producing as well. Again, Blink and the Warp Gate continue to come along just for a little while. But probes come through too. Yeah, Blink Warp Gate coming up, Ruddermine and the Starport continue to produce. Just see that Adept coming across the other way. Again, bringing that over and taking a couple seconds. The Hellion going to be out the front also. And those two Adepts will also be making their way upwards for a few moments. Just see the Hellion still moving along as well. Medevac, SCVs, Ruddermine and the Marine continue to produce. A little tad longer, the Adepts will continue to shade. Back home, it's just pulling themselves back for a little while. Maybe reset things here. At the moment, Robo Facility going to be online soon from ShoWTimE. Bring that up, give himself the chance to play with that a little. And again, Starport getting the tech lab on the way, as is the factory. All of that going through for the moment. Couple mines will be in the medevac, so let's see what they can do. Straight into 3 Stalkers is probably not going to do too much for you though, so that's unfortunately going to be not quite what we were looking for there. Medevac gets turned around pretty much instantly. And again, Tank, Raven, pulling back across. Again, those few Stalkers just sitting tight in the base for a little bit longer. Going about, Tank and Marines coming through. Just going to be seeing the Raven is going to hang out overhead on the natural. Just going to hit the Adept is going to be there. That Marine goes down already, so that's going to be clean up straight away. Just picking that off for the moment, and again, the Prism coming back through for a couple seconds. Just going to see the Stalker is going to show up. Going to get pushed back as well, so they're not going to be able to do much either. Tank in a good place, and so ShoWTimE will not break through just yet. That stim pack still building into play. And a few Stalkers now going to load over on the side of this base as well, so put themselves in position here. Let's see a couple of Stalkers going to come blinking straight by, and we do have a couple of them getting pushed back already as well for the moment. And the Marines and the SCVs coming through. Stimpack, Combat Shield, +1 upgrades all building in. We are going to see the +1 attack and the charge coming through as well. Still seeing the Nexus coming about as well. Just going to see the Marines going to try and get after those Stalkers. Moving back up around the top. Just going to be seeing Stimpack, Combat again, +1. All of those coming through for a little bit. The Marauders, the Medevacs, and the Marines producing as well. And the attack upgrade coming in on the engineering bay. Gathering, a couple of those SCVs being picked off as well. Just going to be seeing the Prism coming over too for a couple of moments. Gathering the rest of that about. And as we see again, Stimpack, Combat Shield, and the +1 continue to build for the moment. Now we do have the probes going down, so both players are taking a few losses. This harassment early is going to be pretty much matched between the two. Ryung has these 3 Marines and the tank going to be on the map and maybe threatening a little. Not sure if he's really going to want to commit to much for now, though. Doesn't seem like he's going to do much just yet. Hanging back for a little bit. It's going to do a little bit of unloading with the concussor shells coming in. So again, just all the bio upgrades coming out for a moment or two. Really nothing too surprising about that just yet. I'm going to see the medevacs pulling back over. Getting concussive shells +1. The medevacs continuing by. You can see those stalkers gathering back up as well. A couple of Zelds are going to be taking some damage. A Guardian Shield active. Gonna grab a stalker here that's going to go down already. The other stalker's thinking about maybe coming down into the rest of this army. Bio, Mine, and Tank rejoining up. We're now going to be seeing the stalkers able to intercept a couple of reinforcements. I actually didn't know if this was going to be that okay for ShoWTimE. I thought Ryung might turn onto it. Now we do have Zelds and a lot of them. There's a decent marine count here. Let's see what we can do. ShoWTimE's ready to dive on this, so we're just going to send it. The tanks are going to go down pretty quickly. The bio's stimming toward the stalkers, and the stalkers in an odd spot can't really get themselves out of trouble. However, we can get the Zelds to wrap around and force the liftoff, which is safe with the stalkers killed. There's no chasing of those medevacs to be had here, so that's not going to go anywhere. That's not going to be able to achieve anything. Again, RoboBay still building through. The Nexus coming up. A few probes in the +2 attack upgrade coming about as well. Marine Road Oliv's coming about, a couple of Widow Mines coming through. Again, the Ghost Academy coming up, the Rex still producing as well. Another scan coming over. Again, the upgrade's going to have a look at each other for a couple seconds. We got a +2 in the Thermal Lance. It's going to give us a good Colossus setup, of course, then from ShoWTimE for a little bit. The Stalkers get caught there straight away. Back down and around. Fire still showing up. A bunch of these probes are going down as well. So damage being done already. Gonna get this next. Is gonna get a pile on the Prism's super low. It lifted up a couple units as though it might be able to make a getaway. It isn't happening. Maybe could have held position the Zealots in the mineral line. Could have done a bit. As the Prism is still trying to make a way out of here. The Liberator is on top of it. And it looks as though that Prism is a little bit destined to die. The Liberators do indeed get it, so they finish it up. That is not going to be allowed to get away. Not today. Again, extra Marauders and Marines coming through as well. The Lib still building by. The Orbital and Company coming through as well. So again, just a lot of this coming up at this current point. And a couple of Vikings, the Marauder and the Ghost production continuing as well. We are going to see the Stalker showing up. Taking this for a couple of moments. You are going to see the Force Fields coming down quite nicely. A bunch of SCVs going down. Damage being done. Again, Ghost Marines and Vikings continue up and along. The Marines unloading once more. A bunch more workers going to be dropping. There's already going to be 8 probes, 10 SCVs having fallen at this point. Widow Mine is going to play a bit more cleanup. The Warp Gate also coming around. We recall back to the top side. And we're going to be seeing the Liberators are going to siege up here as well. Awkward position for ShoWTimE, having to break back into his own natural. Can he clean this up? I mean, it's a lot of libs. 4 Liberators are going to be extremely tough to push through, losing the Stalkers early and just not being able to replenish enough. He doesn't have the anti-air, and ShoWTimE is going to be losing his natural expansion. He gets rid of 1 Liberator, then blinks back, but that's going to be it for the moment, so really not ideal at this point. This Nexus continues to drop and continues to fall into trouble. Cancel on the Nexus on the top side of the map as well, so ShoWTimE not even able to get the next base along going to try and set himself up here. They've got the Colossus out going to try and fight their way on the bottom. There's a couple units show up. The Ghost melts the Colossus fire. And Marauder, not so much, as a few Marines would also melt, but there's just nothing supporting these Colossus anymore. And ShoWTimE is going to go down a game as Ryong comes through for the 1-0 lead here on Mothership. So Ryong gets the advantage in the series and a map away from advancing to the playoffs in today's WardiTV Spring Cup action. Crazy business. Crazy business. All right, guys, we'll get into this next one in a couple seconds and get this ready to go. It's going to be Winter Madness, and we will end this on Tourmaline if we do get a game 3 of this one. And server preference for game 2 as well, so it's all in Ryung's favor right now. Ready. Alright, let's do it. Let's go again over 2 guys. ShoWTimE looking to stay alive and hopefully try and make playoffs. This is also a tournament where so far it's all Koreans in the playoffs. Not a single non-Korean has made it to the playoffs so far. So ShoWTimE would be the first non-Korean, but yeah, that's not looking great for him at the moment. He needs to bounce back in this one. If you're in a double or German elimination, I'd be impressed by Ryung. Like I said, to me, he was the underdog of this group. Wouldn't say it was impossible for him to advance. Obviously, it has not been. You know, he's a map away from doing it. He's clearly been very capable of stepping up and against all the players he's playing against today. So, yeah, honestly, not that crazy overall, I guess. As we have Ryong, the blue Terran, in the top left side of the map from onside, taking on the red Protoss in the bottom right. ShoWTimE is down a game and looking to bounce back for a final game of the day to be made. Obviously, this could be our final game of the day. As such, guys, I will just take one quick moment to do a quick little bit of selling out. Obviously, if you guys are enjoying the event, then obviously this is a WardiTV tournament, which means it's powered by you guys. You guys supporting the channel in all your different ways is what allows us to run these tournaments. So if you are enjoying, do consider obviously liking and subscribing on the YouTube, following on the Twitch. Obviously, if you've got a Prime sub available, or you're feeling generous and feel like gifting a few subs, or just becoming a regular sub, that goes a long way as well. One of the main things we always want to mention, though, is the Patreon page, patreon.com/WardiTV. 100% of anything pledged on Patreon goes directly into WardiTV tournament prize pools. So you can support the StarCraft 2 and purely the StarCraft 2 by checking out the Patreon. Again, that's patreon.com/WardiTV. 100% goes directly into tournament prize pools. Also, I'm so sorry, I completely missed this comment on YouTube. Apparently my YouTube chat was scrolled up and I didn't realize. But how were the participants selected for this tournament? We had a qualifier for some, and then the other invites were kind of just the most participating players on Wardy events over the spring season so far, outside of MaxBax Hero, Classic, and Clem, who are already going to be qualified into the spring championships. So, obviously, those guys were very welcome to play the qualifier if they wanted to play this, but we don't guarantee any invites. And I specifically left those guys out because I wanted this one to be a bit more focused on some of some guys that are not those guys, basically, outside of the 4 guys that keep winning everything, basically, in our tournaments. They're already going to be part of the Spring Championship, and while this is a qualifier, it's still a standalone event, but like I say, there was a qualification if the players wanted to play. They chose not to. So yeah, the invites went out to everybody else, basically. So that was how it got decided. But yeah, we typically just run through. I mean, sometimes I look through and figure out what... I often just figure out who's been kind of playing recently or who I think would be fun. We try and make each event a little bit different, at least. I think this tournament, because we're going to have Spring Championship coming soon, like I say, we're going to see all the top dogs in there. So, to me, this is a good chance to see some of the still very good players, just not the top of the top who play on these open cups and online cups and stuff, right? So, yeah. As mesmerized by your swag comment? Yeah, it's just been sat on that for like 10 minutes. I just didn't realize I was scrolled up. Hey, what's up, Squirrelish? Thank you for the 45-month resub on the Prime. But yeah, let's just thought we'd make this one a bit different. Like I say, the other guys are very welcome to play. You know, I mean, realistically, if like Hero, Clem, or anyone had messaged me and said, hey, I want to play, but I can't play the qualifier, I also would have invited them. Yeah. We didn't actually have a qualifier this, we cancelled the qualifier, but I invited everyone that was signed up to the qualifier before it got cancelled, so yeah, we had to cancel the qualifier, but yeah. But yeah, like you say, if they messaged me and said they wanted to play, I would have also just invited them. This was not like an exclusion per se, just, you know, not like they're banned. Just, so we'll try and mix it up a little bit, make it a bit different, makes it a bit interesting. It'll be fun to see who comes out on top. As you see that Blink the Gateway Robo Facility coming through as well. Medevac the Marines will be producing from Ryung, who's got a couple of adepts that are still poking around on his side of the map, so I just want to try and deal with that to some extent a little bit here and there. Again, Robo Facility, the Gateway, coming through for the moment. It continues to come about, continue to get that on the go. Just going to see those 2 adepts are going to threaten up in toward the main base once again here. And Blink, Prism, continue to come by, bringing that all along just for a little bit. And we do have the medevac taking a couple of mines. Right down to the bottom side of the map as well. Alright, I'm still building through, tanking a couple of Marines and the SCVs coming over. So we're going to poke at that Hellion for a little bit. The Prism is going to show up overhead, join up with everything else. I think we'll just get the sieging as well. Next is still on the way through. We just have our probes and the observer building by as well. Just going to see the couple stalkers shooting at that Raven. Already getting some damage dealt. And the barracks is going to float away. Starport's going to come across. Repositioning for a couple moments. So Starport lands already. We got ourselves a little grabber rab right there too. Just gonna pick that off. Just gonna be seeing the free probes. Going about. Wouldn't mind getting burrowed. A couple of those workers already taking some shots. So a few hits coming straight through. For a couple seconds there. We are gonna have ourselves the 4 workers going down. So Ryong is good to get a few workers straight away at least. This would be a great result for Ryung to get. Oh, I agree. I think it's, like I say, a very winnable match, and love the fact he just killed the freaking Prism, so there goes a lot of harassment possibility from ShoWTimE, so that makes Ryung's life a whole lot easier. Instantly, that just feels so good. That's really an amazing situation, so yeah, that feels great. I like to see that. Stalker's going to come across the factory. Taking some shots, going to blink up into the main base, and we're going to get rid of a couple more structures here and there. The Bioforce, the tanks continue to come over. The Stimpack and the +1 still building by. Marine Marauder Medevac on the way through. The SCVs producing up as well. Can bring a lot of that into play still. Just for the moment, there's a couple stalkers in the back. Going to get shot down, going to get picked away at also here for a few moments. Stimpack and combat, Stimpack and +1, sorry, still coming up. Command's going to continue to come through. Just going to be seeing the Immortal, the +1 on the charge coming over as well. Again, Gaza shells, +1 armor, combat shield coming over. Going to see the +1 attack on the Colossus building by. Also, the Prism still heading up the left-hand side. A couple more moments, bringing that across as well. Going to drop those Zealots in. A couple of SCVs going to get chased. Marauder going to be there. That's going to be nice. Few workers going down again. This is the value of the Prism, right? So losing that one early, kind of again really showing just not a great time for Ryung. Missing that is, oh, sorry, for ShoWTimE. Missing that is massive. Now it's not a great time for Ryung as he loses 8 SCVs, so ShoWTimE getting in and doing a good job of this initially. A little cleanup on the pylon on the right side as this drop just tries to find what it can. Doesn't find a chance to get in on the other side. I mean, ShoWTimE's defense is typically extremely good, and I imagine that's a big part of dissuading Ryung from kind of committing through with those, or with that dropship elsewhere just yet. Couple of Vikings, the Marauders, combat shield and the armor upgrade coming by as well, so again a lot of the rest of that coming online still. Again, the Zealot Colossus sentries moving forward also here, taking a couple seconds. And still seeing that thermal lens coming online as well right now. Just gonna see the rest of the bio coming about too. Everything else gathering together. Medevac still nearby. Again, thermal lance on its way, +2 attack on its way. This army right up in the middle of the map here. ShoWTimE ready to... Is he going to push up this ramp? He's got the Zealots, and the Zealots might just be tanky enough to take enough of the absorption and to kind of, you know, make his progress... I lost all my words. Make his progress into this position realistically good for him, but... the Vikings... And shot at, the tank's going to fire back. Just going to step away at the moment here from ShoWTimE as well, so ends up stepping away. A couple of Vikings still putting a bit of damage out on the Colossus. One of them going down now. The bio-stimming down this ramp also. And this is scary because now ShoWTimE getting chased. And I love to say, one of my catchphrases, a Protoss in retreat is one of the worst kinds of Protoss because, I mean, not for the Terran play. For the Terran play, you love it. But as a Protoss, just in general, you're so weak on retreat. And if you don't have Disruptors or Storm to stop the chase down, you get into a lot of trouble very quickly, pretty much. So, kind of a little bit of the case right there. And +2 attack. The armor upgrade still coming about. The Ghost, the Marines, the Vikings, and the Marauder being brought up also just currently. And Stalking the Zealots coming about. I'm just going to be seeing still the Ghost, the Marine Marauder force coming online as well here. And +3 attack, +1 armor continue to come through. Let's see the Vikings and everything else gathering back over. And we do have the Prism and the Natural. Not going to quite be able to do anything there either. The rest of these units still gathering up. +3 attack, +1 armor, all coming through. The Colossus and the Probes coming online. The Nexus still building. Robotics facility is producing at the same time as well. The Ghost and the Armory. And Ryung still in that production tab, and again, a couple more missile turrets continue to build into place. Stalker coming over as well. Ready for maybe a bit of a dive onto this top side position. A few Vikings going to step over for the moment. A couple Colossus to take some hits. We've seen that first Colossus already very low. It's going to go down. It's just another opportunity for Ryong to just get a bunch of value here. I don't think there's enough Stalkers to shoot the Vikings down quickly enough, which means the Colossus are in trouble. If the Colossus are in trouble, this Bio Army does not really care, and then it's just going to chase forward, and that puts the entire Protoss force in a very problematic position right now. The Zealots counterattacking, going to try and break down that bunker. So far, they've not been able to even do that, though, so are we going to get there in the end? Yes, we finally break the bunker down, but that's a lot of time board. 13 SCVs did go down in the process, I guess, so it's not been for nothing from ShoWTimE just yet. Obviously, Ryung just continuing across the map, though, and his supply is looking amazing. Knocks down this base, so ShoWTimE reduced down to 4 bases. Ryung has 4 bases himself, and that's already a great situation. He's going to choose to chase the probes. He'll just let those probes go and maybe gone toward another base already and maybe capitalize on what he has right here and now, but he'd rather apparently just try and chase those if possible. I think he should just keep pushing, though. Like, ShoWTimE is going to struggle to get units back online, especially after losing a base. And those probes, they may not be dead, but they're not mining. Obviously, they're recalled now. So yeah, maybe we just set up. I mean, we got the chance to kind of get established here. We get the Liberated Siege, and that's going to make it very tough for Ryung to, very tough for Ryung to lose this position, I guess. Tough for ShoWTimE to break into it, as we are going to see Ryung a bit afraid of the flank around the other side. That means the Libs that are on siege and out of position for a second as ShoWTimE does commit in. A lot of Zealots looking to do their work here. Let's see what they can do. The Stalkers blink through, getting on top of the Liberators. The Bio Army is getting swept up by the Zealots, and the defense from ShoWTimE is going to happen. He is going to clean this out in the end. This is going to be a cleanup. Marine Marauder Ghost still on the way through. No, that was huge. Zealots coming over, a couple of probes coming by. Just going to see the Vikings and the Bio Forces coming back around as well. 2-2 upgrades also coming into place as the Stalkers will resettle on the right. A few more moments. Fusion Core, Marines, SCVs, and the Ghosts continue to come about. Vex and those Ghosts continuing through. +1 ship weapons, +2 armor upgrade continuing by as well. So still bringing a lot of that in. The +3 attack and the +2 armor will be building at the same time here. So again, getting that up and online. And +2 armor coming about. The Colossus still producing for a little bit. 2 Nexus, couple of probes, robo facility continue to build in for now. Zealots and Stalkers are going to try and charge up. We are going to see a couple units going back the other way. Sort of shot just going to zone units back for a couple moments. So again, we chase that out of here. And ShoWTimE is going to be maxed out. So is Ryung. And Ryung starting to drop around to see what he can find. He's able to knock down a bit of the stack defense there. However, we'll lose a full medevac. Yeah, just the final shot. I actually, for a moment, I was about to second guess myself. But no, the final shot was good enough to absolutely get that there, and that medevac does go down, so that's a big catch. Honestly, anytime 10 supply units just falls where they could have maybe gone away, it's a big deal, even if you're maxed out and it's replaceable. Because it also just means it's less pressure on the map that ShoWTimE now has to worry about. It frees his chance to kind of move to the other side. He has to, doesn't have to leave as many units defensively or as many warp-ins available to be able to handle something like that if it does then crop up, so yeah. ShoWTimE is pressure on the other side, so like I say, the freedom to come across here, nothing else really happening on his side of the map. There is still the one medevac. That's kind of half full, but that is manageable with a few less units than if it was the double medevac still. And the static defense on the bases now as well. The cannons are coming online. But with the cannons online, this does become a much more secure situation in play. And that Shadow Strike about to finish. So ShoWTimE going to add some harassment options into his play as well. Having the DTs as a harassment opportunity is a pretty big factor. As you are going to see this next in the bottom left getting cancelled. Everything gathering up again. A little recall on the Nexus. Getting gateways and then Nexus coming by. We're just going to scan for a couple of the Dark Temple here. Nexus in the upper right going to come across. There's just bases everywhere. And this is the typical Protoss thing in PvT right now, where you just get to a point where it's all of a sudden there's just bases absolutely everywhere in this matchup. And you just start getting a lot of damage done very quickly. As you are going to see those Vikings chasing through. The Colossus being chased back. Disruptor shot is going to land a little short of any sort of bio army or anything, so nothing to be gained right there at least. That's bio going to show up onto this next. I mean, this army of Ryung is still powerful. He is a 5-base Terran. That's one thing he's gotten out of all of this as well. So becoming a 5-base Terran gives him the chance to at least, be on a great economy, getting the Liberators up. He's going to be very campy with those Liberators. He can really defend a lot of positions very strongly. He can trade extremely well. And that lets you somewhat make up for the mass economy that ShoWTimE is threatening right now, so it's definitely a pretty big deal. And you see shields, armor upgrades continuing through. So that's the Stalkers and the Colossus still coming over. A couple of Disruptors are going to go flying forward as well, and they get denied. ShoWTimE loses a lot of his tech units very quickly here, being aggressive. I mean, he's going to get a CC or so, but this was not overall what he was hoping for at all. He loses a lot, and okay, he gets another base here, but that's going to get replaced almost instantly. It's just a few Zealots and Stalkers that get away. ShoWTimE not mega rich either, right? He has 77 workers, which isn't even super crazy. A lot of the bases he has up are not really properly mining or anything yet, so yes, he's got a load of bases, but it does not actually mean he's got a ton of economy just to be throwing away units quite like this just yet. Like, he will rebuild from this, he will recover. So this kind of fight, which maybe in like 5 to 10 minutes would be a lot more allowable. Right now, I don't like it as much. He does break through this planetary again. I think it's going to cost him a whole lot more units. The Stalkers blink, the Zealots will be chased, they will go down. Ryung, if he just continues down a little bit, will find an actual mining base with workers he could deny, so it'd be great if he could find that. Now the DT show up. Wow, ShoWTimE is really just relying on the absolute chaos that he's creating over the last few moments, and to be fair, it's absolutely going somewhere. It is absolutely getting some work done. Fire Force going to hold out against a couple of Zealots as well. Whatever it is, the Marines just going to be seeing it gathering up. The medevac's gathering through as well. We take a second, just see the probes go into another base. 36 SCVs went down for him, but that means he has a massive army supply available at any point in time. He has 150 army supply up on the map, and he's got a bit more money banked than ShoWTimE, so ShoWTimE should be mined a bit more. He's up to 92 probes. He has reestablished a few of those in the last, since we talked about the fact he's on like 77 or so. Now he actually does have a booming constantly income. But again, he might be struggling against some of the supply counts because, like I say, it's a lot of army supply from Ryong. That's going to be a big deal as he replaces a base down over here. So it's going to be his attempt to re-expand. Ryong filling out a couple of the nexus in the upper right corner. Shutting a couple of those down right off the bat, so clearing those out. Now we're going to have the few additional Stalkers coming back through. The Liberator is going to siege here. The Colossus step forward. Zealots and DTs are going to come forward as well. And then Bio just going to be fighting. A couple of the Zealots are going to go down also. A little bit more cleanup being made already. And the Nexus coming through. The couple of assimilators coming online. How many orbitals does Ryung have? He is currently on just the 3. So yeah, he actually doesn't have a lot of CCs in general. So he was obviously on his way up to a bunch, but we saw a few go down. He was actually impactful. Yeah, not a lot of scans, not a lot of mules. So keeping that in mind, ShoWTimE. It's going to be closing the gap on this army count. It's now a 40 army supply difference. And they both have some supply space to build in. Zoun's Colossus keep moving through. Bio going to stim across. Zealots will begin to drop. A couple Ghosts, a couple Colossus, the Probes, and the Nexus all coming around there. We are going to see the Colossus and the Stalkers being chased away. Observer just going to get taken out there. It's going to be a nice grab. Get that off already. And a couple Colossus coming through. The 5 Vikings still in production as well. Obviously, Ryong going to be very well prepared for the Colossus. We'll definitely have a good Viking count available. ShoWTimE is going to be much better off now, I think. His army supply is going to be much closer to that of the Terran players, which can only possibly feel good. Obviously, 150 to 100 is always that case of, like, can you ever actually deal with that army? Now, just like I say, it feels a whole lot more manageable as the Vikings pull back across. Colossus work their way up the left-hand side. Just going to see the Zealots, the Stalkers blinking through, jumping on top of this planetary fortress here. Vikings, the Bioforce coming across as well. Just going to be seeing these Colossus trying to fight. Bio going to try and stand up to this for a little bit. Also, we are going to continue to push this back, though. Colossus continue to get chased the other way. One Colossus going down now. This Bio army continue to grab as much as possible. A couple more of these Colossus still dropping. I mean, ShoWTimE is going to lose a lot, but of course, again, his economy maybe allows him to rebuild a whole lot better here. Ryong and ShoWTimE out of kind of money in the bank. They're going to have to rebuild straight away, of course. I mean, again, it's this kind of phase where you realize just how good the gateway units can be in this matchup, just kind of warping in, just kind of hanging on in there against the scraps of a remaining Terran army. Just the ability to warp in a bunch of Zealot Stalkers very quickly can really help you stabilize. As Liberators coming up defensively, I mean, if there's enough Libs up, that can still be a very scary thing. Especially if you've just cleaned out a bunch of the Protoss. The tech units especially are expensive to rebuild. You're not necessarily going to have enough anti-air to deal with a properly sized Liberator force, right? So, could be a problem. There goes the SCVs. Planetary Fortress still coming up. Planetary Colossus is going to be building as well. Just down underneath this command center, though. I mean, that's nice. ShoWTimE. Anything you can do to deny Ryung a bit of economy here is going to be generally a very good thing. Just going to see the Vikings, the Liberator coming across. Just going to see the Colossus going down. The Stalkers going to be there as well. And again, just going to be seeing the Bio army still pushing up. A couple of those Stalkers still going down for the moment. More of those Stalkers taking hits. Going to see the Vikings going to be here. There's Colossus. It's going to go down. It's going to fall. Ryung is obviously on a push right now that feels very all in, but if he succeeds with it, it could be huge. I mean, the problem is even if he knocks this army down, you've got to go so deep on the Protoss territory still. Like, this is just one of the outskirt bases that you might win a fight on, and even then, it's been an impossible task to actually kill these Colossus. Finally, that one goes down the left. One on the right still healthy. Ryung is still 61, army supplied to the 33. He's got reinforcements arriving. I mean, again, you just need to be chaotic enough. ShoWTimE, if he needs to, can give up this base, though. Walk away from it, get some extra warp-ins, and again, the rate of your income should allow you to warp in a good amount. It's only 62 probes. It's not the craziest amount we've ever seen, right? So, okay. Interesting. I'm intrigued. Can Ryung actually still make this happen? Turned into a hell of a game. We're 24 minutes DP on Winter Madness, by the way. So, yeah, has absolutely turned into one heck of a game already. It's going to be having the Marine Marauder. Ghost still producing through. The Vikings are still coming up. Liberator is going to be there to do a little extra also. Scan out onto these Colossus just to keep an eye on what's going on as well. Make sure we're as aware as we can be of anything taking place, seeing where this army is at. Making sure we don't let that kind of slip away from us and potentially cause trouble. Stalker's just going to try and move across for a couple seconds, moving over. And we'll have the, again, additional ghosts, the Zealots and the Disruptors building as we speak. Fire Force. It's funny because I feel as though slowing down is not going to be good for Ryung, but at the same time, it feels so difficult to kind of keep shoving forever. You're going to see Ryung try and take the bottom left base. I mean, this is interesting, right? Because he is knocking ShoWTimE's base count down as well. ShoWTimE has his OG 4 bases on the very far top right, and there's one bottom left, but they are quite spread out, so there's maybe some targets he could maybe take advantage of. It could be the way to success right now. This Liberator needs some vision. It would be able to get a bunch of probes. Stalker showing up at the front, trying to deny this base a bit, but I do think Ryung might get away with the bottom left for a while. We'll see what ShoWTimE sends there. It's only going to be an orbital, so even a few Zealots could obviously do a lot of denying in that position if necessary. That would be a big part of this, as the orbital will drop down. Taking the SCV still coming over. I'm just going to be seeing the Disruptor coming about. Taking a few moments for the moment or so. Continue to settle this down as you just have Disruptor Battery continue to come through. The Viking still in production as well. Nexus building, Liberator's on the way. Scans up top, again the Lib's still coming through, Nexus and the probes coming about, the Bio Ghost Force coming over as well. All built, sitting tidy. And you got a few more Disruptors making their way through into position for the moment. Swipe, swipe. TT showing up. He's going to get toward a couple of these Marauders, so able to find a little extra. So it's going to dive in. The SCVs will take a good shot of damage. You can see the Viking, the Bio, and the Ghosts coming back around as well. And those Liberator and Marauder forces still gathering. Nexus coming through once again. Liberator on the top right side is sieging, denying that mineral line also. The Observer still coming through. Nexus coming up. Bio regathering for the moment as we just see this army going to head to the top left side. So ShoWTimE going to get rid of this base of Ryung. Ryung is going to get rid of the top right base of ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE is also expanding bottom left though, right? So, you know, he's going to have a bit more control over the bottom left. Maybe Ryung could take the 2 o'clock base, the 2 o'clock base, the one just to the right of the base he already has. And to the left of the one he just denied. That could be his kind of next base along potentially. Maybe he does that and maybe we roll with that. He does feel a need for more economy, which I imagine he does, as mining is going to be extremely limited in these next couple of moments. We are now 28 minutes deep here on here on Winter Madness as we eat some Disruptor shots. However, now we're going to kill all the Disruptors. Disruptors give up and they take us. As that is going to be... I mean, we got a bunch of Bio, but then we lose the Disruptors, which kind of feels important, no? I mean, getting free tech units. I mean, these Liberators I still think are genuinely going to be a very big problem as well. I think these Libs in good numbers can be very difficult to deal with, and ShoWTimE is very stuck on just kind of robo-tech. Colossus and the Stalkers, and so obviously with, you know, enough Stalkers, that's fine. With not enough Stalkers, that could be an issue. We're going to counterattack for the base trade scenario here. As Ryong takes down these bottom left bases, ShoWTimE is already going to be across the map. How are we going to approach this as Ryong? Does he just pull fully home? I think he does. The scary thing, okay, he leaves a few units to keep chasing after other bases as well. Very smart. ShoWTimE does not have a lot of money to reinforce with right now. Ryong actually has a bunch of money to build with, but he's going to be supply blocked, so that's going to take away his ability to utilize those resources. SCV's in trouble in the upper right as well. Obviously, any SCV lost right now for Ryong is a bit troublesome because he doesn't have a lot of economy, so anything you lose is going to be a big hit to what you have. The Zealot's going down for free, though. Ryong continue to make free pickings. Finishes off the Nexus bottom left-hand side. ShoWTimE must have, like, basically no income right now. Like, his income has got to be super low. 0 minerals, 0 gas from Ryong. 0 minerals for ShoWTimE right now. He has some gas mining, but that is it. He does have a base rebuilding, so that would be a position to mine from if he gets it online. Ryong now back home. ShoWTimE is backed away. Ryong does hold 2 mining bases coming out of all of this. Crazy business. Crazy business. Sense Tower coming up. Nexus is on the way through as well. The Observer still being added back on. ShoWTimE poking around on the left. And Nexus, the Obs, continue to come through for just a little bit here. And do you have our Bio Viking Liberator army gathering back together? A couple Liberators begin to siege themselves up, put themselves in position against Stalker Colossus coming across the map. Just only see the Marine Marauder going to jump onto this assimilator, getting onto that straight away, and again the rest of this army pulling back down to the bottom. Again, Sunstow and the depots still building through for now. It's like, I'm gonna have to snooze the ads again. It's been a long game. If this game doesn't end in the next 5 minutes, guys, there will be ads, and I can't do anything about them. I've snoozed them twice already. So let's hope for an epic conclusion to this game soon, because I hate for you guys to get added during it. Although it does feel like we're close to the end. It feels like 1-2 fights away. We're really on the scraps of things right now. 30 SCVs, 32 probes. Of course, Ryung does still have mules. He's set up the fact he's got 2 fresher bases right now is amazing for Ryung. It means that he's really exploding in terms of unit production. And like I say, it was a really good choice for him to come back home previously when that kind of somewhat base trade scenario cropped up. I think ShoWTimE wanted a base trade almost, and he didn't really get enough done before Ryung came back, denying some more production, and so it could have been huge for him, but wasn't able to happen. Say, to be fair, ShoWTimE gave up very important bases for himself to do that too. It's not like he had bases everywhere else that were mining. Like, he lost genuinely important bases. As he is expanding bottom left, Stalkers will find a Sensor Tower. Ryong will try and set up the Liberator Siege to push these Stalkers back. Ryong lacks so much killer instinct. I think Ryong has a lot of respect because he's probably played a lot of games like this where you think you've got enough and you dive in and the Zealot warping is actually too much and you just lost your army and you just lost your chance of the game. So yeah, killer instinct's a very difficult thing to come by lately in TVP because Protoss survive a lot of things you think they don't. I think especially, like, it seems weird, but like I think the way you've kind of got to reprogram your brain a little bit when you play TVP at the moment, because I think years of kind of being like, oh, I think I can kill the Protoss here, just don't really apply in the way that the games currently play out, you know. So there's definitely I don't disagree to some extent, but I also think there's a good reason to not be kind of overly diving through, right? Bio Vikings still gathering about. Right around the bottom side. Just going to siege up once again. Just going to see a couple of Colossus and the Archons. Going to step away. Obviously, the Libs with their range can definitely be annoying on Winter Madness. As you see, the Stalker still trying to hold Ryung's army back. Ryung's about to be maxed out, and I imagine if he maxes out, he should want to make a shove. Try and utilize the fact that he's maxed and not to give ShoWTimE much more time. Liberator pulling back along, the Stalkers, the Archons, the Colossus coming back through here as well. The Libs are going to siege up for a couple seconds. We're now going to start making our way across. A couple of Liberators going to be enough to scare ShoWTimE away. ShoWTimE being on the map is kind of scary in itself, I think. It's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. This army pulling back across for a few moments right now. Just gonna loop back around over to the right side. Again, a lot of units over here gonna come moving across with it. Those 3-ship weapons coming through. The Sunstow and the Command Center still building up. Get ready for a push into this top side. A couple of Liberators are gonna be nearby. We're gonna see a big biostim. Vikings are gonna get in position. The Liberators sieging. This base is gonna be protected. ShoWTimE's gonna lose a lot of Stalkers actually, and that's gonna be expensive. Stalkers ain't cheap. In a game like this where the economy is extremely limited, losing Stalkers, replenishing Stalkers feels pretty rough. Actually kind of scared for ShoWTimE on this right-hand side. Ryung might be able to capitalize on this. He might be able to jump on this army. He scans, he sees what he's working against, the Colossus. There are going to be 5 Colossus, but there's a good amount of Vikings. The Liberators are sieging up, looking to try and catch this. Ryung, what's he going to do? Has he gone too far down the bottom? Seems like he might have done. ShoWTimE is going to come back around the top. Ryung is trying to work out a way to kind of punish this army for kind of being trapped over here. Just continue to make pickoffs, using some stims, but he's got plenty of medevac energy as well. Does he risk splitting this army and kind of coming into it one way and the other? ShoWTimE, he knows he's in a little bit of trouble. Surely he wants to try and find a recall, because I don't feel like he really wants to be here unless he's going to get rid of 2 Liberators. I mean, that's nice. We talk about so much how these Liberators are going to really be difficult to deal with. Ryung does not have anything down at the bottom side. He's going to see the Lib Siege, and again, the Vikings getting after those Colossus. 4 Colossus still alive, though, and there are no Vikings left. 1 Viking remaining. So the Viking count not exactly cutting it right now. As we do see Ryung, though, is chasing. There's nothing to stop the chase. We talked about it multiple times this game alone, where if you're chased as a Protoss player and you don't have Disruptors, you don't have Storm, you don't have a way to stop the Terran army chasing you, you're going to lose so much in the process. Ryung is looking to potentially close out this game. Stalkers themselves, the Colossus gather back around. The Bio army just going to sit at the front. As Ryung sets up 50 supply. Guys, if you're on Twitch, you might hit ads in about 30 seconds or so. They're going to autoplay. I can't do anything about it. The game's just gone too long. Apologies. As we are going to see, ShoWTimE, though, is trembling. He's now down 70 supply. And it's going to be GG. Never mind that. You didn't need the ad warning. Ryung is just going to take it down. GG. Ryung gets the 2-0 over ShoWTimE after a 36-minute epic on Winter Madness to round out the series. How about that for a little bit of excitement? Wow, that was a whole thing. That was certainly a whole thing. My goodness, what a game. What a game as we wrap this one up and we get another game wrapped up and put away for us here in the WardiTV Spring Cup. And another group decided it will not be 2 Protoss advancing through to the playoffs out of Group C. It's going to be a very Protoss limited playoffs. I mean, maybe we could see Christiana and Trigger advance from Group D, but that would be like upset territory. In fact, let's have a look at Group D and show you what that group looks like a little bit and so on, guys. So just show you guys what's going on here. That's going to be Group D tomorrow. And just confirm the results of today and just the other groups so far. So far, Beyond and Percival, Solar and Shin, and then Zoun and Ryong make it out. So all Koreans so far. We'll see if that continues through tomorrow as well. As like I say, we're going to have Kua, Trigger, Rogue, and Christiana playing tomorrow. Starting with Kua versus Christiana, following up with Trigger versus Rogue, another 5 best of 3s in Group D. So yeah, that one's looking like a lot of fun. Actually looking forward to seeing how that one turns out. Should be a ton of fun. Should be very exciting, entertaining, and all the rest of it. So yeah, that's where things are right now, guys. That's where we currently stand. Here in the Spring Cup. Again, appreciate you all tuning in and hanging out with us. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, like I say, a bit of a faster day, but a really awesome final series to actually make today a little bit longer than it was initially seeming like it was going to be. So awesome. All right, so yeah, tomorrow Kua, Trigger, Rogue, and Christiana take to the stage. Looking forward to that. And yeah. Yeah. Cool. Just thinking if I've got anything else to say, I'll tell you guys. Yeah, we're just going to be live tomorrow and Sunday with Spring Cup action. We might be live a bit later on Sunday for the playoffs, but I'll decide that tomorrow. It's just RSL is on. It kind of depends on who's in RSL and who isn't and how games need to be played and stuff like that, basically. So, yeah, we'll do a bit of mixing around. RSL's on tomorrow as well, right? Yeah. They start like an hour before us, so that doesn't mean they're going to be finished necessarily. Yeah, it's sounding here on Sunday that I have to work around, so I'll be figuring that out later down the line. Yeah, that's going to be it for us today, guys. I don't really have much else to add, so I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure, as I mentioned. And the ads are already playing because I couldn't stop them from playing with that long game, so they're already underway. So, yeah. Appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow for more StarCraft 2. And I hope you guys have a great one until then. See you guys tomorrow. And, yeah. Bye-bye. I'll rate someone when the ads are done. But it's only going to be like 50 seconds. Usually it's like 3 minutes because we've already played a bunch of the ads. It's not going to take us that long. So, yeah. I'll see you guys shortly. AKA tomorrow for more games. It's going to be a fun one, guys. Really, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are as well. Bye.